And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli High School football here on the Ascent to St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson, and a cast of thousands here with you tonight. Happy that you've chosen to spend part of your Friday night with us, and boy, are we excited for this one. A rivalry game here on the south side. Roncalli and Bishop Chatard for the 60th time, the 25th time these two longtime rivals have met, when both teams have been state ranked. Roncalli ranked number 9 in Class 4A, and the Trojans from the north side, winners of 13 in a row, including last year's 3A state championship. They come in off a win last week over East Central. So a lot to talk about tonight, guys, but let's start with what we saw last week and what was the opener for Roncalli after the Southport game was canceled just prior to kick, so they opened with Franklin Central last week. A very impressive 36-6 to win here at home. Impressive on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no question. And offensively, I mean, anytime you can look at the stat sheet and say you ran for 277 yards, you generally kind of like the results when you have that kind of ground control, and that proved to be the case again this time. But I think the big question coming into last week, we knew the offense was going to be pretty solid based on what we had last year, what we had coming back. The big question mark was on the defensive side. And when the defense comes in and has 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 turnovers or takeaways, as we call it, that, again, you look at the stat sheet and you go, okay, you're going to like the results when you see those kind of statistics. So on both sides of the ball, for week 1, you had some fantastic stats and plays that brought those stats that put Roncalli in just a fantastic position.
Yeah, I agree. And I have a ton of respect for Franklin Central. They had a lot of returning starters coming back this year, but Chatard's a different animal. This is a team that is always the team to beat in 3A. It's a Catholic school. It's a rivalry game, and I think it's going to be an old school throwback type of Roncalli Chatard game where, I think in the 80s and the 90s, I'm not sure if the winning team ever scored more than 21 points. It was always a 12-10 or 14-7, and I can definitely see another game like that tonight.
Well, you hear a lot of times about how in football the biggest improvement is week 1 to week 2. So with that in mind, what do you see as maybe things that Roncalli might want to step up from last week?
Well, they did, obviously, like Dan said, they ran the ball well, scored 36 points. The defense basically pitched a shutout. But they had the mistake on the special teams. And in the second half, I think they got a little sloppy. I think Coach Rodenberg said they got a little complacent, and they had some penalties. And that usually comes from just bad technique or, just getting a little fatigued. And I think that's some of the areas they can clean up tonight. And if that's what you're talking about is cleaning things up, that's a good start.
The one thing that I think as you go back and look at the film and look at the game as a whole, the one thing, and we talked about it at halftime, that it's hard to get kids to come out and think it's 0-0. And Roncalli did not act like it was 0-0 at the end of that game. And they got beat really in the second half. Now, you didn't see them getting beat because Franklin Central didn't put the ball in the end zone. And Roncalli came up with big plays to stop those. But as a coach, you look at that and you go, it ended up the wrong way. But Chatard came out and had about the same score as we had against Franklin Central last year against us. The second quarter, they scored as many touchdowns the second half and made it a 53-7 game.
Yep.
They did not get their foot off the gas, and good teams just keep going. They don't take that chance, and that's the one concern I think for Roncalli. You got to get that killer instinct, and they didn't have that last week.
Well, Roncalli comes in 1-0 after the 36-6 win over Franklin Central here at the stadium last Friday night. Meanwhile, Bishop Chatard comes in with a 2-0 mark, opening up conference play in week 1 with a 27-13 win over 27-14 win over Bishop Chatard, and then a very physical win at home last week over East Central, one of the top teams in Class 4A. That was a 10-0 win in a game that was not for the faint of heart. Very physical up front for both teams in that game. And that's why we see Bishop Chatard come into this game tonight with a 2-0 record. We're going to take our first break here on the pregame show. When we come back, We'll get with Dan and Steve and get their keys to the game tonight. We'll also hear from head coach John Rodenberg. All that coming up next after we step out for 2.5 minutes here on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Okay, good start. Good start.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. I think I'm gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton.
Out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill me.
It's been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill me.
I don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Thanks, Rob. Well, and one of the things I think in a rivalry game like this, there's a couple things playing into it. Number one is well, I'll call it a revenge game. You had last year's score. You had some of these, especially the seniors, remember that game, remember getting embarrassed, and want to kind of make up for that. Second one, you got the rivalry game. You got a crosstown rival that's just been around forever, but more importantly, now they are conference rivals. Generally, the winner of this game has a really good shot to win the entire conference. So there's a lot riding on this game. And that can bring out a lot of emotions. And emotions are good generally if you can control the emotions. And I think that's the hardest part, for this, when you have 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids out there emotional. You don't want it to get too emotional to where everything kind of runs off the track. And so for the coaches, I think it's important that they calm the kids down and they really point out that this is just game number 2. And so keep your head, play your hardest. We want to go with emotion, but not too much emotion. So to me, that's kind of the key of the game is to control those emotions to a point where you're making big plays and not freaking out.
I believe that our offensive line versus their defensive front is going to be the key to this game. We're young, we're big, we are talented, and we have a pretty good size advantage over their defensive line. But their defensive line is good and it's quick, and I think they're gonna try and confuse our offensive line with some run blitzes and pass blitzes. Because they want to get in Leffler's face and force him into mistakes and some quick decisions. So it depends on how well our offensive line performs, I think, is going to be the key to the game. And, I mean, it's impossible to predict turnovers and such, but you always got to take care of the football. But I think it's our O-line against our defensive front.
Well, and I want to ask you guys this. Huebler was so good running the football last week. 266 yards, career high. Maybe if there's one more series, he threatens 300. Roncalli really did not throw the ball down the field. Leffler's longest completion was 10 yards of his 12 completions. How important is it going to be for Roncalli to be able to throw it down the field just so Chatard doesn't crowd the line and keep them honest?
I think the throwing is going to be important. In today's game with the spread offense, the little dinks, they call them, the 5-yard passes can end up being longer than that, but you don't have to necessarily expand the field depth-wise to open up the field. What you don't want to have, you're going to have all that, then bunching up to stop Huebler, and you're going to have up to 10 in the box at points. If you can get those little dink passes quickly to the outside, to the sidelines, and let plays be made out there, it forces them to keep their defense spread out a little bit, which then opens up the box a little bit. Now, if you can then also, once they start to take that away, it opens up the long ball then, and then you do a fake here and then go over the top. The deep stuff will help open that up even more, but I wouldn't force that stuff because you can get kind of caught up in trying to go deep, and if you don't have really a speed advantage, or a precise throw, it can burn you a little bit, and you can get behind in your count. If you don't hit those balls, now you're 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10, and then you're playing out of your comfort zone, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree. They got to keep ahead of the chains. 2nd and long, 3rd and long is not going to be, good for us. So I don't know. I think I just think it's going to be an old school slugfest, and I think Leffler has to be consistent throwing the football, and he has to hit open receivers. He missed a couple last week, so we need to improve on that to keep them honest in the defensive backfield.
Well, and Roncalli's key deep threat, Kyle Lockard's still not available tonight, so you get the feeling that somebody like John Troxell or Cole Beckman, or maybe a kid like Gabe Horn, or maybe even Caden Gore, is going to have to make a play down the field to keep the Chatard defense honest.
Well, one thing I think is going to be interesting to watch, Chatard doesn't have a key back. They're kind of they got 3 guys that they kind of rotate through. There's nobody that they can throw the ball to and say, "Give me a first down," where Roncalli does, obviously. And so now Cathedral, keep saying Cathedral. Chatard comes in with a lot of senior experience, but not necessarily a lot of playing experience. These guys sat behind starters that were there 2 years and were a fantastic team last year. They just couldn't get a hold of them. This is going to be their 1 year to kind of shine, but they don't have a lot of experience. So Roncalli's lack of seniors, especially on that offensive line, you would look at that as being a negative a little bit, but those seniors across don't have the experience to surpass them necessarily. So it's going to be interesting to see how they both react to that.
Yeah, and I mean, they got 2 defensive linemen. Their 2 biggest guys on the D-line are 230.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big kid, but
not in today's standard, though.
not against Roncalli.
Right.
Right. So.
Well, prior to tonight's game, we caught up with Roncalli head coach John Rodenberg to get his thoughts on the win last week versus Franklin Central and the matchup tonight with Bishop Chatard. Here was that conversation. Before we get into the matchup tonight, let's go back to last week, Coach, the opener for your team, taking on a Franklin Central team that was coming off a big win in their Week 1 action, and you come away with a 36-6 win. Some superlatives on both sides of the ball. I want to talk about the offense first. They were that 36 points was the most in an opener in over 20 years. Baron Huebler ran for over 260 yards. When you looked at the tape, what did you see about your offense that you liked on Friday?
Really happy with the physicality of the offensive line. That's something I really believe that we've got to be, and what I want to be. I'll put our trademark on. So I was pleased with that. Obviously Barron's going to get his yards because he's a really good back. He's got great vision. So really, the physicality of the offensive line is something that the 3 of those guys never played football. I mean, 1 guy didn't play football last year, and the other 2 are sophomores. So that's a real big plus, and they're only going to get better.
On the defensive side of the ball, your defense was put in a tough spot in its first trip onto the field after the bad snap. Franklin Central took over at the 1. They scored there 2 plays later, but they did not find the end zone the rest of the night. You forced 5 takeaways. When you looked at the defensive side of the ball, what did you see that you liked?
I think they're finally believing in the scheme. I think the scheme this year is a lot different from what they're used to playing. It's a more zone scheme, so it's more of a scheme where you have to trust. You have to trust that you're.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear.
Talked last week that one of the things that you want this program to hang their hat on is being well conditioned. And early in the season, when the temperature and the humidity is high and you see guys start to cramp up, this might be one of the first times in a long time that we didn't see really any of your guys cramp up on the field during the game. How do you feel like your conditioning is right now?
Not bad.
Could that be an advantage later on?
Oh, I think it is. I hang my hat on that. I mean, what we do in the offseason, I'm hard on these guys in the offseason. So, I think it pays off early and then it pays off later because, again, you maintain that condition and it allows you to just go out and practice and get ready for your opponent. And then you do some small things. But I hate to have to get a team in shape during the season because to me then that's the head coach's fault. It's that job for those guys to get in shape, for me to make sure they're in the right situation so that they can go out and play.
You mentioned last week, you talked about one of the, I don't think it's a cliche necessarily, but the old thought that the biggest improvement is week 1 to week 2, and that's this week for your team, game 1 to game 2. What would you like to see areas of improvement?
Again, I did not think we played well second half. I thought we looked at the score. I thought we got relaxed. I don't want these guys to be relaxed. I don't want them to be relaxed until it's the end of the game. I've been in situations where I've been up and gotten beat, and I've been in situations where I've been down and come back and won. Anything can happen in a football game, and I tell these guys, you only get one game a week. You might as well have fun playing it. So I think they've got to play with a little bit more edge. We got to quit looking at the scoreboard, and we got to get our passing game a little bit better. Passing game has to be a little bit more consistent, so we got to continue to work on that. And then, the run defense always can be better. Again, that physicality, that making sure we're hitting our gaps, we're getting our reads. Those are things that I want to make sure that we are a great run-stopping team so that we have to force teams to throw. I'd rather, if we go up against that great quarterback, so be it. But then we'll come up with different options. But we've got to be able to stop a run. And, those are just things that I think we'll get better at this week just because, again, it's that second week. We should.
Bishop Chatard, the opponent tonight, they come in 2-0, wins over two pretty good teams in Brebeuf Jesuit and East Central. When you look at Brebeuf on tape, what do you see as the thing that stand out?
I'll tell you, they are.
Bishop Chatard.
Yeah, Chatard are extremely disciplined. Very physical. I definitely have a great sense that he's called this offense for a number of years because when you watch him, he knows what to attack. And he's running this base offense that he has, but he knows every little intricacy that if you're going to take something away on the right, then you've cheated yourself on the left, and he knows how to expose that. So you really have to be balanced to play Chatard, and you got to sit there and you got to hope that your guys are better than their guys. Because if they're not, and you're going to start scheming and you're going to start trying to cheat here and there, he'll chew you up. And that's kind of what I saw him do to Brebeuf a little bit. East Central, I just thought it was a slugfest. So I thought East Central played a good game. But boy, I'll tell you, I think he calls a real good game. I think he's real intelligent what he does. We got to be smart.
This is the 60th meeting between these two programs, the 25th time it's happened with both teams ranked in the top 10. Biggest rivalry game on the schedule, regular season schedule. This is new to you coming into the program, but you're not a stranger to rivalry games. They come almost every week in the GCL in Cincinnati, so you know the deal. But how do you plug in as a coach to this particular rivalry to tap into the emotion of your guys?
Oh, I think the main thing that you have to understand is we want to become the best Catholic school in Indianapolis, and That's my goal. That's a foundation for us. But at the same time, I'm going to go back and say we cannot worry about Chatard. We have to worry about what we do. It's a big game. It's an exciting game. It's why you come to schools like this. I love it. I love it. You know, you're on edge all week long, and this is what it's fun. This is the fun of being in a Catholic school, is to have a great rivalry like this. But you got to take care of your own business. You have to get better every day. And you have to be able to go out and show them that, you know, we're proud of who we are, we're proud of what we do, and that's how we're going to beat them. We're not going to beat them by getting all rah-rah, and we're not going to beat them by, you know, trying to fight this and do this, and we're not going to beat them by trying to, you know, all keep talking about beat Chatard, beat Chatard. We don't want to beat ourselves. So I think that's the big thing. But, oh, my gosh, I love it. It's exciting. You know, I don't know how the game's going to go out, but you know, I've played in so many of these types of games, and I mean, these are the things that these kids will be talking about for 20 years, 30 years for you know, playing against schools like this.
So you look at, you get through the emotion of the rivalry and cut right to it. What do you see for as keys tonight?
Being disciplined, being physical, playing our game, executing our game plan again, which was good last week. Don't let adversity shake you up, because it's going to happen. And just believe in ourselves.
That's John Rodenberg, head coach of the Roncalli football squad, taking on Bishop Chatard tonight. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this. We'll take a quick break and have more from the stadium on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
To drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Why do I have to wear a mask at school? To put simply, the mask helps to protect others from unknowingly infected individuals when they cough or sneeze. The CDC recommends that everyone wear a mask when they're in a social setting and around people not living with them. Make sure you wear your mask correctly. To do this, put your mask over your nose and mouth and secure it underneath your chin. Make sure that the mask sits snugly against the side of your face. By doing this together, we can keep COVID-19 out of Roncalli.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer back with you at Roncalli Stadium as Roncalli taking on Bishop Chatard tonight. Big-time rivalry game. We mentioned the 60th all-time. Bishop Chatard's lead the all-time series 36-23. 25 times these teams have met when both teams are ranked. Trojans are ranked number 1 in Class 3A. Roncalli ranked number 9 in Class 4A. Last 2 games here have been decided by 1 score, and the teams have split the last 6. But those of us that witnessed the 53-7 shellacking up on the north side last year will not soon forget that, as it was all Bishop Chatard last year, Dan. They controlled it from start to finish.
Yeah, they did. And they, I mean, although as I was, going back through that, some of the notes and stuff, and I looked at their total schedule, I knew they were a good team, but I added up their points and stuff. They averaged 43 points offensively and 11 defensively for the entire year. The only loss they had was against Cathedral, a 21-31 loss. You take that game out, and they averaged 45 points. They had 2 games of 56 points, plus our game of 53. And so 10 games total where they scored more than 45 points in the game. They were an incredible team, and so not to give excuses on why you lose a team to a team like that, but Roncalli wasn't the only team that saw that kind of score.
No question. And we mentioned the Trojans come in 13-game winning streak. The last time they lost was in week 4 last year when they lost to Cathedral 31-21. Ran the table after that, including a 3A state championship, and come in 2-0 tonight. Meanwhile, Roncalli 1-0. And one other stat to note for tonight, Roncalli has played Bishop Chatard 11 times when the Trojans have been ranked number 1. And Roncalli has won 2 of those 11. And the last time it happened was back in 2010. We were here for that game.
Yeah.
That game was here on the network. That Bishop Chatard team came in, ranked number 1 in the state. They ended up winning the state championship that year in 2010. And that was a Roncalli team that finished with a sub-500 record at 5-7. And they defeated Chatard in that matchup. I believe it was 20-16.
It was 2016.
Brian Solar under center
Whoa,
for Roncalli in that contest.
All right.
So it's this will be the 12th time that Roncalli has played Bishop Chatard when the Trojans have been ranked number 1. We've got a good matchup for you here on the south side. We're going to take our final break here on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. When we come back, we'll take you right up to kickoff. It's around the corner after this. Stay tuned on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on 2, on 2. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
I surrender, I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Well, we're right at the top of the hour. Welcome back. Roncalli and Bishop Chatard. Let's go ahead right before kickoff, step out here at the top of the hour for the station identification, reminding you you're listening to Roncalli Football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Well, Bishop Chatard has won the toss and deferred. So Roncalli will get the football to start. Roncalli in the all-red color rush uniforms, red tops, red bottoms, white numerals and lettering, gray helmets with the red and royal blue cross R logo. Meanwhile, the Trojans from Bishop Chatard in the all-whites with the royal blue numerals and lettering. White helmets with the royal blue stripe down the middle and the Trojan logo on either side. So pleased you're with us here on a Friday night. Thanks for joining us, however you may be taking in tonight's action. We appreciate having you with us. Beautiful night for football, 73 degrees. A light breeze coming out of the west. Roncalli lined up going the wrong way. The Trojans want Roncalli to head into the sun toward the west end zone in this first quarter. So Dominic Brown, number 7, and Ryan Henry, number 12, head deep for Roncalli.
Already got somebody looking for a shout out.
Well, we're giving them tonight.
Brian White's down at Sweetwater Lake watching the game.
That's my guy, Brian White.
Yep.
Glad to have him with us tonight.
Angie's also watching.
Angie is alongside as well.
She's explaining what's going on to Brian.
No question. Brady Braun, a junior, number 30 on your screen. He is the kicker, handles both the punting and kicking chores for the Trojans. Good-sized kid, 6'1", 210-pounder, junior. Puts it on the tee on the right hash. Brown and Henry stand deep for Roncalli at the 7. And the 61st installment of this longtime Northside-Southside rivalry about to get underway. As soon as we get the indication from our referee, Tim Welsh, we're set to go. Braun holds his hands up, flexes his leg, takes a run up. And a driving end-over-end kick that Henry fields at his 1, and momentum takes him into the end zone for a touchback.
Looked like the official was going to let him run out if he wanted to.
Yeah, he caught that going back over his shoulder in the right corner of the end zone. Momentum took him into the end zone, so the touchback brings it out to the 20, and that means the junior quarterback Aidan Leffler leads Roncalli out, the 6'3", 215-pounder. This is his 21st career start. Baron Huebler behind him, the tailback, the senior who rushed for a career-best 266 yards on 32 carries and 4 scores last week. Opening formation, 1st and 10 at the 20. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake the give to Huebler, and then pull it in and give it to Huebler. And Barron surges his way up for a couple. Nick Babcock on the stop. 3-yard gain for Huebler. 2nd down and 7. Roncalli will operate quickly. 3 receivers in the formation. Cole Beckman, number 2, is split wide to the right. Gabe Horn, slot right. John Troxel on the short side, left. Give to Huebler again. Barron covers up the football and stumbles his way forward out across the 26. So give it a long, give him the 27 and a pickup of 4. 3rd down and 3. Roncalli quickly to the line. Now Michael Gallagher comes out of his H-back slot to line up as a wideout on 3rd and 3 from the 27. Leffler tried the hard count, and the Trojans didn't bite.
Almost got him.
Now he stands up and waits for the play, signaled in by the quarterback coach, Dave Burton, who's down below us on the north sideline wearing a yellow baseball cap. 3rd and 3. Design quarterback run. Leffler around right tackle. Ran up his right tackle's back. Had a second effort at it, but he still got it. He was initially stopped by his own left guard, Grant Ray. But the second effort took it across the 30, enough for a 1st down, out to the 32. Zach Fillenwarth on the stop.
Chatard runs a 3-4 defense. Now they got the way that Roncalli's spreading them out, it's forcing them to take a linebacker out, so it almost looks like a 3-3, but they walk a guy up to the line and then bring a safety up, so it almost is a 4-3 look at the end.
Give to Huebler again. He stood up at the line of scrimmage. Momentum gave him a couple before he's driven back by a couple of white shirts, among them Isaiah Ford, number 52, the senior defensive lineman. like number 44, Fillenwarth, was in there as well. Pickup of 2 for Huebler on the forward progress, 2nd and 8 from the 34. 2 minutes into the first quarter, Roncalli getting the opening kickoff after Chatard won the toss and deferred. Leffler drops, first throw. Quick pass is picked off. Stepped in front, and now it's a foot race to the pylon, and Leffler tackles the interceptor. That's Kyle Haslett on the interception. He stepped right in front of it, and he took it down to the 3-yard line. Leffler's 2nd interception of the season. Looking for Troxel on the short side, and Haslett stepped right in front and picked it off.
Well, Chatard showed they had their linebackers up at the line of scrimmage. It looked like they were coming with a blitz package. At the last minute, at the snap of the ball, they backed everybody up, which I think scared Roncalli a little bit, thinking that they were all coming. So he wanted to get rid of the ball pretty quickly. What he hadn't realized that everybody dropped back into his zone defense, read his eyes, and then Haslett made a really nice read and jumped right in front of the receiver to almost get a pick 6.
1st and goal at the 3 to start this drive. Carter St. John, the junior, under center for the Trojans. Turns and pitches to Smahill. Smahill cuts inside. 2nd effort. Rebels stack him up at the 3. Give him forward progress. Did they give him any forward progress? I'm not sure. And now Smahill is down. His lineman immediately called for the training staff to come on the field.
He's all kind of twisted up down there. He's not.
Yeah, I did not see who was on the stop there for Roncalli. But Smahill is down at the looked like they gave him no gain at the, maybe they gave him the 2. But we'll have an injury timeout. So let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. We'll go ahead and take a break. Quick 30-second pause and come right back. 2nd and goal from the 2 for Bishop Chatard when we return on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Yard line getting some attention after that first down carry. While we have a moment, let's remind you tonight's game brought to you by Indian Mayor's Credit Union. Visit Indian Mayor's Credit Union and ask for the Roncalli High School debit card. Each time you use your Roncalli IMCU debit card, Roncalli will receive a portion of the transaction. Indian Mayor's Credit Union at 5103 Madison Avenue and all over the city supports Roncalli High School. Tonight's game also brought to us by Indy Teledata. Trouble with your phones or computers? Considering video surveillance? Contact Indy Teledata. They provide technology solutions to local businesses and organizations, including Roncalli High School. Indy Teledata is a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics and Fine Arts. For complete details, visit them at indyteledata.com. Let's go down on the field to Steve Wilson and see what he has to say, see what his thought was on he got a pretty good look at that interception.
Yeah, Rob, Chatard had 7 guys in the box, and Kevin Bonish is just in a numbers game. If he sees 5, certainly he's going to run the football. If he sees 6, I think they're probably going to run the football. They had 7 in the box, and they were going to try and get him in the flat, and the linebacker just sat right down. Leffler threw it right to him. It was unfortunate, but hopefully we'll rebound here and hold him to a field goal attempt. Unfortunately, they're putting an air cast on his left leg, so I don't know that we'll be seeing him again tonight.
Well, it looks like we've got Steve, our man, down the field there. Smahill is down at the 2-yard line at the east end of the stadium, and Steve is down at that end on the near sideline, so he's got a pretty good look at it. And the ambulance here is parked just beyond the southeast gate, and they're calling for the cart to come out of the ambulance and bring that cart down the field, down the hill and into the field, entering the stadium here via the gate at turn 3. So while we do that, we'll go ahead and take another break. Let's go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, we'll have more from the stadium after this. It's Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Why do I have to wear a mask at school? To put simply, the mask helps to protect others from unknowingly infected individuals when they cough or sneeze. The CDC recommends that everyone wear a mask when they're in a social setting and around people not living with you. Make sure you wear your mask correctly. To do this, put your mask over your nose and mouth and secure it underneath your chin. Make sure that the mask sits snugly against the side of your face. By doing this together, we can keep COVID-19 out of Roncalli.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, as you look, those of you who are taking in tonight's action on the video stream, you can see that they've brought the cart out onto the field to tend to senior running back Nathan Smahill for Bishop Chatard, and a host of training personnel, athletic training personnel down there to tend to him. See about 4 people from the Bishop Chatard sideline, a couple people from the Roncalli sideline. Certainly, Roncalli team physician Dr. Joel Carey is over there as well. I believe that's him in the red shirt who has kneeled down next to young Mr. Smahill. And boy, you hate to see something like this. We certainly wish him the best as he's being helped on to the cart and get some attention likely here at the local medical facility here on the south side.
Well, you hate it especially. I mean, Nathan's a senior, so this is getting his chance to play and, starting, and so you hate to see it for anybody, but especially a senior. And add to it this year, which has been so much uncertainty to it. But, hopefully the medical staff's taking, big-time precautions, and hopefully they're overdoing it to where, he can come back, even though it doesn't look good from up here.
Well, it's his left leg, according to our statistician, spotter Bob Michael, and Smahill gives the thumbs up as they are assisting him out on the cart. You see the ambulance is parked just outside the gate for those of you that are watching on our video stream out there in turn 3 of the track at the stadium. So our referee, Tim Welch, has called the teams back to the field, so we're back to it. 2nd down and goal from the 2. Matthew Coons, number 20, is in at the lone tailback spot. St. John is under center. Turn and give to Coons. He cuts, and Roncalli stacks him up. Nothing there. Owen Volk got him first. Owen Volk held him up, and then Greg Kirkman came in and finished him off. So it's 3rd and goal. Actually, looks like a loss of 1. Looks like they took him back. Nope, no gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, Owen Volk, he was taking on a blocker on one side, grabbed him with his right hand and just kind of hugged him and pulled him back. Showed a lot of strength to not only take on the blocker, but then also to have enough strength to pull back that running back that's 2 feet going forward.
Well, the Trojans are still looking toward the bench for the play call, and the play clock is at 6. St. John still has not had his offense to the line.
That's 2.
They'll have to burn a timeout here.
It's down.
The play clock's at 0.
No one notices.
And the flag, they never gave the timeout. Rob Doyle was out the 25-yard line, and they never granted him the timeout. Now Rob Doyle's on the field. Rob Doyle was well aware of where the play clock stood, but he was not granted the timeout, and the official in the end zone threw the flag, rightfully so, for a delay of game as the play clock hit 0. Now here's the question. Nope, they're going to mark off the 5 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Doyle, I mean, he's got to run down there and make it very obvious that he wants a timeout. He was doing nothing. He can't just stand there and shout it and then expect to be granted that timeout.
Or put his hands together.
Yeah.
What you can see is that guy looked at him about 6 and he didn't do it.
So now it's 3rd and goal from the 7. The plot thickens a little bit. Brady Kinnett comes on, number 6, at a wide out. And they're still looking, the Trojan offense looking toward the bench for the play call. And now St. John brings the Trojan offense to the line with 14 on the play clock. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. First time St. John has been in shotgun. On 3rd and goal from the 7. Man in motion across the formation. Play fake. St. John steps up. He throws. Touchdown.
Oh, he got it.
Touchdown in the middle of the end zone. That's number 13, Ryan McGinnis. his first touchdown of the year, 7-yard strike from St. John to McGinnis. And the Trojans are on the board first here with 8:42 to go in the first quarter, 6-0.
Well, McGinnis did a great job of reading the defense and just sitting down in the seam there, because St. John honestly had kind of happy feet. He was really nervous of what he was going to do, and then found McGinnis just sitting there in the seam, so made a really easy throw and catch for get that for touchdown.
Braun on to kick the extra point. Good snap. Kick on the way. Plenty of leg. It's good. So for the second straight week, Roncalli's opponents have scored first on a short field. Last week it was a bad punt snap that put Franklin Central in business first and goal from the 1. Today it was an interception that set up the Trojans first and goal at the 3. And on 3rd and goal from the 7, Carter St. John throws his 4th touchdown pass of the year for Bishop Chatard to put the road team up 7-0. We'll stay here. We've taken a couple breaks here early, so we'll go ahead and stay here with 8:42 to go in the first quarter. And Bishop Chatard leading on the Beck Service Center scoreboard 7-0. As always, we remind you to check in with us via Twitter, RBB Brown lowercase _ Brown. That's RBB lowercase _ Brown lowercase. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. Dan Lauk, formerly of the Roncalli football coaching staff, former Defensive Player of the Year here at Roncalli, checking in with us tonight.
Mark and Rose Maloney are watching.
Nice, nice. Jeff and Jill Sisk at home taking in the game, rooting for their neighbor Baron Huebler. We appreciate everybody checking in with us this evening. Lori Crosley checking in as well, taking in the action, while her husband Pat handles the PA just down the press box from us. Probably the most luxurious hair at Roncalli right now,
jealous.
Pat Crosley.
So jealous.
That is a flowing salad right there. Here's Braun on to kick it off again. Hits another end over ender. This one's shorter, and Henry can play it and does at the 6. Ryan up the short side, has momentum, has a little bit of an avenue, jumps over a tackler, out across the 40. Good return by Ryan Henry. Longest kickoff return of the season. Rebels had just 2 last week.
Roncalli did a great job on the left side, setting up a little wall, pushing Chatard into the middle of the field, left that little seam where it looked like he was going to come to the middle, then he cut outside, get behind that wall, and a great return out to the 41.
34-yard return, I believe, out to the 41 for Ryan Henry. So 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Roncalli trailing 7-0, 8:35 to go here in quarter number 1. Trojans capitalizing on the early Roncalli turnover. Leffler drops, throws, quick strike, and is it caught? Yes, went low to get it. That was Cole Beckman, number 2, went down to get it. Wanted to wait and see. I thought they might have called a trap there.
Yeah, it looked like
he had
it
to go
skimmed
way
the
low,
turf.
but
He did a good job getting his hands under it, evidently.
side judge rules it a catch, pick up a 4, 2nd down and 6 at the Roncalli 45. Leffler turns and gives to Huebler. Barron up the middle.
Nice.
Gets out of an ankle tackle and juts his way forward out to the 50. Nice tackle by number 3, Joe Calvert, to hold him up.
And Rob, Steve talked about it at the pregame that this Chatard team is very small. They're very fast, but their biggest guy's like 220 pounds.
Quick snap on 3rd and 1, quick throw. Beckman's got it out in the flat for a 1st down into Chatard territory at the 43. Roncalli operating quickly. Pickup of 7, 2nd catch for Beckman on the drive, 1st and 10. Quick tempo for Roncalli. Ball started on the far hash. Trojans crowd the line. Give again to Huebler. He gallops past. He cuts.
Nice
He's still on his feet, trying to get outside. Stiff arms a man out near the 30, but he's got a 1st down. That's a great one-on-one tackle out there by number 6, Brady Kinnett, to stop an even bigger gain, but still enough for Huebler.
Huebler made some great hip moves to get around a couple would-be tacklers. Really nice moves to get out into the open field.
1st and 10 at the 30. A give again to Huebler. Barron runs up the back of his blocker and barges his way up the right side for a couple. Working behind, that's big Trevor Lauk, the sophomore right guard, and Patrick Meek, the junior right tackle that Huebler was working behind for pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 at the Bishop Chatard 26. Leffler, give again to Huebler. Barron tries the short side, jumps through a first tackle, and able to work his way down near the 20. That's very close to the line to gain. It was the 21. Isaiah Ford on the stop. Did they give him the first down, however?
No, I don't think they did.
They spotted him.
They did.
Oh, they did, yep.
Oh, no,
Nope.
they didn't. That referee's not sure. He told him to move.
They spotted him short. Wait a second.
Well,
the
I
ball's
don't
on the
think-
20, and the sticks are at the 20 and a half.
Yeah, now they're
That's
moving.
got to be a first
Now they're
down.
moving.
Okay. They got it figured out.
Just a little
I know
communication error by the officials.
I know my depth perception isn't the greatest, but boy, the sticks were just inside the 21, and the nose of the ball was on the 20.
Right. Good
So
call.
1st and 10 at the 20 for Roncalli, moving quickly.
We mentioned that right side of the line. That's a 297-pound Meek and a 250-pound Lauk. So against that 220-pound line across from him, they got a size advantage.
Leffler,
oh, he's
pass.
open.
Beckman's got it near the goal
Did he
line.
get
He's
in?
tackled.
Did he get in?
He's short.
Oh, he's short.
Leaping
Wow.
catch by Beckman, tackled just shy of the goal line.
Great read by Leffler. He made a cut to the outside and then got to the inside shoulder. Cole Beckman did, and he put a strike on him.
Quick snap, quick keeper. They push Leffler in from the backside. Is he in? Yes, he is.
Yep,
Touchdown.
Touchdown, nice.
Aidan Leffler's second rushing touchdown of the year. 1-yard run, and it's a touchdown. Boy, Roncalli worked quickly on that drive.
And a good mix of peppering the outside with quick passes and then Huebler running up the middle, really to keep the defense off balance.
Luke Russell on for the extra point try. Late man coming on. That's Grant Hillen. Caden Gore is the holder. Last week, Luke was 3 out of 4. Snap down, kick on the way, plenty of leg and good.
Good
so Luke
answer.
Russell ties it up. So good response drive by Roncalli after the Trojans capitalize on the turnover. We're all knotted up at 7. 6:40 to go in the first quarter on our Beck Service Center scoreboard. Let's step out for 30 seconds and come right back. It's Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill
I'm
me.
24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill
It's
me.
been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill
I
me.
don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill
I'm
me.
23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson, Bob Suesmichael, and a cast of thousands with you tonight. Roncalli's tied it up. Brady Kinnett and Jackson Bolin deep for the Trojans, numbers 6 and 4 respectively. We're all tied at 7, 6:40 to go, first quarter. Happy you're with us. Russell hits a short end over ender that Bolin comes up and plays at his own 10. Far side. Bolin tripped up, stumbles his way out near the 30. That was Ryan Papandrea that tripped him up. He was able to take his momentum, though, out for another 9 yards out to the 29. So the drive begins there. 6:35 to go here in the first quarter. Appreciate Angela White and Matt Donovan tuning in tonight. Just down the road, part of the Locust crew. Proud member of the Locust crew myself. Jeffrey Spencer and the Spencer family checking in online. Carter St. John leads them out in shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 29. The give to Coons around the end, and he able to work his way up the right side for a nice first down run. That's number 20, Matthew Coons on the carry, tackled by Greg Kirkman, number 6, but not before Coons picks up 6. He's going to get more carries now, Coons, with Smayhill out of action. Coons had just 5 carries through the first 2 games. He'll likely be over that number by halftime. 2nd down and 4 from the 35. St. John fakes, throws, and a nice catch by Kinnett. Makes the first man miss and able to work his way out near the 50-yard line.
Well, like we've been talking for Chatard, getting as many guys in the box is the name of the game right now. Roncalli's doing the same thing. They've had about 9 guys in the box that time. St. John did a great job of reading it and making a quick pass to try to, again, loosen Roncalli's defense up. So it's a game of cat and mouse now about, tighten it up to stop the run, but then loosening back up to stop the pass.
Pick up a 14 on Cannett's 5th catch of the year. Delayed give to Coons, trying the right side, and he cuts outside, found a space, and tackled by Kirkman, but not before he picks up another 6-yard first down run. He just worked his way vertical or sideways down the line until he found a spot and then attacked it. Nice run by Matthew Coons, the 6-foot, 189-pound senior.
Chatard is a very smart football team. When they get that many guys inside, they try to seal the outside, and they know their running back will work their way down to try to get outside to the space.
St. John again, delayed give to Coons. This time he tries the middle, and the Rebels stack him up. He's able to surge his way forward for about 3.5. It looked like they'll spot him about a half-yard shy of the line to gain. It's the Roncalli 41, and they spot him just inside the 42. So third down and short.
Coons made a real nice finish to that run because Ryan Henry came up and really popped him well, had him in good position. Coons made a nice shift of the shoulders to get his momentum heading towards the goal line, which got him up closer to that first down marker.
Third down and less than a yard. 3 receivers to the wide side left, 1 to the short side right. That's Coleman. St. John throws, and in and out of the hands of his tight end, Logan O'Brien. Oh, my. O'Brien ran 5 yards upfield, turned it, and the pass was a little behind him.
It was.
And he couldn't bring it in.
Tough for the big man to reach that far behind, but it's a great pattern. And I'm a big fan of the tight end. Having a big target like that and have him just run those little dink routes with that kind of size is tough to defend.
And he's a returning starter at 6'2", 230, so he's a guy that you think they'd lean on.
He plays defense, too, occasionally. He's a good athlete.
4th down and less than a yard, and the Trojans giving every indication they're going to go for it here. On 4th and less than a yard, ball spotted just inside the Roncalli 42. Trojans need about 2 feet. St. John's in shotgun. Turns and give to Coons.
Yep,
He's got the first down. He hurdles over a tackler at the 40 and able to get down to the 37. That's more than enough. Skyler Phillips on the stop. The Wantz family heading north to Milwaukee, taking us in as they head north. Safe travels. Hope you have a good time up in Milwaukee. I don't think I've ever had a bad time in Milwaukee. 4:22 to go, first quarter. We're tied at 7.
I don't think I've ever been to Milwaukee,
actually. You're missing out, my friend.
I need to go, obviously.
New running back in. That's Tom Hannon, number 2. He's tackled after a pickup of a couple. Hannon came in with 24 carries. He and Smahill each had 24 carries coming in, so they were kind of splitting the load. And now you'd expect Hannon to split time with Coons, with Smahill having been injured.
And Hannon had 103 yards last week, or coming into the season.
Yep,
I mean, total. Where Smahill had 119. So
the Trojans,
really equal backs.
Kind of atypically, maybe they've not had a 100-yard rusher in the first 2 games. Their biggest rusher was St. John, the quarterback, last week, who had 78. 2nd and 8. St. John's fakes the pass. Now he cuts outside. He's got a nice first down run. He takes a hit. He's very near the line to gain. I think he got it. Skyler Phillips put a hit on him, but that was after St. John had gotten inside the Roncalli 27, which is all he needed. So give him down to the 26, give him 9. He needed 8. Third first down of the drive, 1st and 10 with 3:30 to go, first quarter.
Well, and I do think that was an intended pass. He was looking over. Greg Kirkman was all over the receiver. Did a great job of covering it so that pass couldn't be made. He just pulled it down and made what he could out of it. And unfortunately for for Roncalli, it was a first down for Chatard.
St. John turns, hands to Hannon, tries the right side. He's tackled in the backfield
nice tackle.
For a loss by Skyler Phillips. He got through the traffic, and Skyler Phillips met Hannon in the backfield and brought him down for a loss of, call it 1. Looks like the ball spot at the 20.
Yeah.
They gave it right. Yeah, no gain. They gave him forward progress, so no gain. Nice play by Phillips.
I liked what Phillips said. He hit him early, but he kept his feet, kept driving so that the running back couldn't get out of his tackle. So real nice start and finish.
2nd down and 10 at the Roncalli 26. Trojans driving, score tied at 7. 2:42 to go, first quarter. St. John on the keeper. Breaks out of a tackle in the backfield, but the Rebels have him hit down.
Nice.
Luke Swartz finished him off.
Tyson Garrett came on a blitz to the outside, had him point blank, just couldn't
That was
keep
Garrett
him down.
30, though, that got in there first.
Yes, it was Garrett 30. He had a hand on him, slowed him down. He got out of there, so he didn't finish the tackle, but his play obviously kind of blew up the play of what it was supposed to be doing.
That time, Roncalli got the ball carrier for a loss of 1. So tackle for loss for Swartz. And it's 3rd down and 11. 3 receivers wide side left, 1 to the short side right. That's Coleman. St. John rolls to the wide side. He looks that way. He throws, and his man is caught, but he's out of bounds. McGinnis caught the ball at the 18, but he was out of bounds. Dom Brown in coverage. Incomplete.
It's going to make a 4th and 11, so big
4th
question
and 11
mark
from
here.
the 27.
I mean, I
That's
think
a
they'd
long
have
field
to go
goal.
for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they can hit a field goal from there. I like Roncalli. They've stepped up their aggressiveness towards it. They've been putting in a blitz package, really forcing Chatard out of what they want to do.
4th down and 11 at the Roncalli 27. The Trojans will go for it here.
Oh!
Roncalli jumped.
No. Don't do that.
Brady New jumped, but that's not an automatic first down. That's
No,
5 yards.
So.
But it's 4th and 6 now instead of 4th and 11. And 4th and 6 is a different animal. McKenzie's listening tonight on the south side. Appreciate them watching. Great picture from their living room, taking in the YouTube feed. Our guy Jim Phelps checking in from the Trainwreck rehearsal studio. They've got us cranked up. Love Trainwreck, one of my favorite bands on the south side.
Do they really have a rehearsal
Oh,
studio?
absolutely.
Do they?
In the Phelps home. Oh, yeah. It's a setup, man. 4th down and 6.
I want that tour.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. St. John looks, throws, has a man that's broken up.
Nice.
Broken up by Dominic Brown inside the 5-yard line. Thomas Coleman, the leading receiver, was running the right side, and Brown came over from a safety spot to break it up. And the Roncalli defense holds on 4th and 6.
That's a great recovery by Roncalli because Chatard was moving the ball down the field, look pretty much at ease with their offense, and then Roncalli started doing a couple things differently, being a little bit more aggressive, really pinned their ears back, and took Chatard out of their game and forced the over on downs.
1st and 10 at the 22 for Roncalli. 1:51 to go in the first quarter, and we're all tied at 7. Ball spotted on the far hash. 2 receivers short side left. That's Horn and Beckman. Trojans crowd the line with an extra defender. They give to Huebler up the middle. Not much there. Swallowed up quickly. First man there was Dakota Boyd. It looked like number 62, who got a hand on Huebler. Barron able to burrow his way up for a couple. Give him 3 out near the 25. 2nd and 7.
Chatard's doing a good job of disguising whether they're coming or not. That time they did come with their linebackers, and so it's making it very tough on Leffler to know which play to stick with as he's calling them and what's really going to work.
2nd down and 7. Give again to Huebler. Barron, not a lot there, but he's still on his feet and able to squirt his way out across the 25. It looked like he was tackled for no gain, but he stayed upright, kept the feet driving, and turned a no gain into a gain of 3 out to the 28. So it's 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 here, inside a minute to go, first quarter. Leffler wandering around pre-snap to give some instruction to his linemen on 3rd and 4. Huebler in the pistol formation behind him. Trojans crowd the line. Leffler drops to throw. Looks right, throws right. Long throw. Troxel came back to get it, but he was out of bounds when he made the catch out near the 32. So incomplete. 4th down and 4. That sends the punt team out for the first time tonight. Cole Beckman handles the punt chores. Chris Poteet listening to us tonight from Firehouse 84. Appreciate Chris tuning us in. And shout out to the crew out in the Bubble parking lot taking us in via the Remax blimp. Roncalli's late getting a couple people on. That's Brady Kinnett deep. Play clock at 4. Low snap, no rush. Beckman gets away a low kick. And Kinnett takes it as 42, and he's tripped up immediately, able to get maybe a couple before he's tackled there by
Johnny
Michael
Rader
Hegwood.
was down, tripping him up.
Yep, Johnny Rader tripped him up, number 28, and Hegwood 33 finished him off. So we'll stay here with just 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Schreibers are listening tonight as well. Appreciate Kathy and Scott checking in. 1st and 10 at the Trojan 44. St. John in shotgun. Fakes the give to Coons, keeps it himself. Tries the right side. Nice surge around the right side, able to get out to the 50. Good first down run, pickup of 6. Dan, I don't know if I've seen a quarterback get that low in shotgun. He gets down in a crouch almost like he's catching a baseball.
He does.
And the Trojans content to let this first quarter run out. With 2nd and 4 at the midfield stripe, that'll be the first play when we come back. We're all tied on our Beck Service Center board. 7-7 here on the south side. Roncalli and Bishop Chatard. Stay tuned. We'll step out for 30 seconds and come right back. It's Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Against the defensive line.
Give to Coons. He cuts outside, and the Rebels undercut him right at the line of scrimmage. Skyler Phillips got him, and I think they stopped him short.
Yeah, they did.
He needed 2, and he got 1, did Coons. So now it's 4th and 1 at the Roncalli 47. Well, the Trojans turned it over on downs. On the last drive, let's see if Roncalli can get a stop here. St. John's under center. Turn and pitch back. Flag flies. Coons cuts around right side. He's got the first down on the 45.
They had a guy in motion.
But a flag flew. Let's see. Let's see what we've got here.
The guy might have been, as he was coming down the line, he was kind of working his way towards the line, so they might have got him on a false start, or an illegal shift is what they're calling it.
Yep, legal shift. Well, Jeff Tremaine and Evan Tremaine taking in the first punt of the night, 2nd straight drive that Roncalli has held.
Well, now he gave a legal motion signal there, so he gave a different signal. So I think it was that the guy in motion was starting to creep up towards the line of scrimmage, because I didn't see a second guy in. And
Braun takes a long time to get it off. Brown catches and is tackled immediately on a nice coverage play at the 15. That was Tanner Quackenbush that made the stop on a nice play. So 1st and 10 Roncalli at the 16. 10:26 left here in the first half, and we're tied at 7. Carter Kincaid and Eli Mann, couple of Roncalli 2020 grads, taking in things tonight down in Bloomington. Stay safe down there in Bloomington. Everybody in Bloomington, stay safe.
Be smart.
Be smart on this Labor Day weekend. Give to Huebler on 1st and 10. He gallops past one tackle, but can't get past the second. Spins out to the 20. But a nice play in the hole by Quackenbush, who made the special teams tackle on the previous play. So 2 straight tackles by Quackenbush, the 5'10 junior. Gain of 4 for Huebler, 2nd down and 6. Spotted in the middle of the field. Leffler looks at his receiver's right pre-snap, gives to Huebler instead. Barron covers the football and able to surge his way forward. Our guy, Ladarius Matheson. Give him 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6.
My guy Frank Mascari says he froze up YouTube, but he quickly went to the radio to listen.
There we go.
So, not missing a beat.
There we go. 2nd down and 6. Give again. This time Leffler keeps it and runs it out across the 20 to the 24. Jack Ane on the stop, but not before Leffler moves the chains. 1st and 10, out to the 24. Did we determine that Frank Mascari was the Beech Grove guy?
I think, yeah, it went back and forth, but I think we did land there.
Leffler keeps it again, pulls it back, but the Trojans stand him up. Not a lot there. 3 white shirts surrounding him. He gets 1 on the forward progress, but a host of white shirts there, among them number 19, Kyle Haslett.
I did get a note from somebody last week during the week that said Father Wilmoth, I think, was trying to get a hold of us. So he may have an argument about who's number 1 in Beech Grove. So
well, Father Wilmoth gets a shout out every week, whether he checks
should.
in or not. 2nd and 9. Leffler again on the keep. He tries the right side, picks up a couple. So Leffler with 3 straight carries. Joe Calvert on the stop. Leffler picks up 2 on that carry. Let's see, where'd they put the ball down? 28, give him 3. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6. Leffler tried the hard count, didn't work. Now the non-linemen stand up and look toward the bench for the play call. 11 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 6 at the 28. Leffler drops, looks, throws over the middle, has a man, a diving catch at the 42. That's Cole Beckman, his 3rd catch of the night. Ran right through the seam and a diving catch at the 43, give him 15 and a 1st down.
Roncalli took everybody else running deep seam routes, which took the defense all the way to the back, left the middle of the field wide open. Beckman saw that, just came across and right down the middle.
Give to Huebler. Barron on his feet, tried to cut outside, and he's ankle tackled on a nice tackle out there by Joe Ane, number 7. Jack Ane, excuse me. But a great tackle by Ane to hold up Huebler and prevent a big gain. Instead, it's a gain of 3. Pickup of 3. 4:15 left here in the first half. Roncalli trails 13-7. Bishop Chatard gets the ball to start the second half. Leffler gives to Huebler. Barron darts his way ahead for a couple. Not a lot there. I think at this point, Dan, as we're nearing halftime, it's safe to say that the Trojans have more than a few guys keen on Huebler.
Oh, there's no question.
I mean, there's not a lot of room for him to go anywhere. 3rd down and 6 at the 47 of Roncalli. Leffler. Hard count didn't work. Backs up, looks toward the bench. For the play call, Dave Burton signals it in. Now Leffler backs up. Plenty of time on the play clock, 6. Now 5, now 4. Fakes the handoff, turn.
Rush in. Nice
Steps
avoid.
up, avoids the rush, throws over the middle, and Dave Horn was grabbed in the backfield. Boy, nice job by Leffler to step up and avoid the rush. Gabe Horn, number 19, was the intended receiver downfield. And the ball was thrown out in front of him a little bit, right out in the middle of the field, but
he was being held, though.
The defensive back had a hand on him.
Yes.
So on 3rd and 6, that's a 1st down. It's not an automatic 1st down. It's a 15-yard penalty, but with only 6 yards to the line to gain, that's more than enough to move the chains and reset the down box with 3:15 to go here in the first half.
Well, and Leffler did a great job of avoiding all those rushers coming in on him. He did a great job moving in and out just to keep that play alive.
Leffler on the quarterback draw. The hole closes quickly. He's able to fall forward for a couple. Joe Calvert on the stop. Number 62, Dakota Boyd, also in there. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8. And Boyd, number 62, limps off to the far side. 2nd down and 8. Roncalli has all 3 timeouts at its disposal if need be. Leffler fakes the give. Pump fakes. Rolling. Throws. Has a man. It's caught. It's out of his hand at the 22. Oh, it was in his hands and came out. Horn had some room to run.
Well, we had mentioned O'Brien as a tight end. That time he came from a linebacker spot and was all over Leffler. But again, Leffler did a good job of faking the pass to get him just to kind of stop enough to get his hands up and not be able to get to him. And then it had a great pass to, was it Horn? Is that who came across? Ooh, and hit him in the hands and just kind of dropped it.
3rd down and 8 from the 36 of Chatard. Huebler on the carry. Barron
good tackle.
Runs right into the chest of Jack Ane at the 32. He needed the 28. So that sets up 4th down and about 4. 4th down and 4 at the 32.
Talked about Roncalli's defense getting more aggressive. Chatard just did the same thing to Roncalli that time. They kept bringing the linebackers. Roncalli did not know where they were coming from and really forced the tempo, and Roncalli was under a lot of pressure those last 3 downs.
Roncalli was 2 of 3 on 4th down last week. First attempt here. 4th and 4 at the 32. 2 minutes left in the first half. And the Trojans lead 13-7. Play clock at 6. Leffler gets organized. And now Roncalli has to burn a timeout.
Yeah, trying to hard count him.
Roncalli takes time. We'll go ahead and stay here. We've used our breaks for this first half. So we'll go ahead and stay right here with 1:52 to go.
Yeah, right. And obviously this is a big series, and Roncalli's done a good job of bringing the ball down the field. It's one of those where you hate not to get a first down here, but you're kind of in no man's land. You're too far for your field goal, and you don't really want to punt it back, I don't think, and give the ball over with 1:52 left. So Roncalli, I think, is going to go for it here. But trying to get the hard count there, take the timeout, call everybody over, make sure everybody's on the same page, and then call your play and then line up and try to get 4 yards.
Yeah, you don't want to give the ball back if you can avoid it, especially since Chatard has 3 timeouts left, and we'll get the ball to start the second half, as you mentioned.
We're starting here in an I thought it was an I formation. I thought it was a quarterback. Never mind.
4th and 4. Leffler drops, looks, throws, has a man. It's broken up.
Oh.
Intended for John Troxell, and a nice defensive play by number 10, Tanner Quackenbush, to get a hand up and deflect it away. Troxell was open.
He was.
But Quackenbush, boy, he made 2 tackles on that series and got that deflection up. So the Rebels turn it over on downs. With 1:47 to go in the half.
And I don't think he got much on there, just a fingertip of it, just enough to deflect it away.
Just enough to make it go behind Troxell.
Yep.
1:47 to go in the half. Now the defense needs to stiffen here for Roncalli. St. John, touch pass to Kinnett across the formation. He spins into a whole host of red shirts for a pickup of about 5. That's a pass play, as we learned a couple years ago at Southport.
We did. Roncalli did a good job over on the sideline there of pulling him back in. They didn't let him get to the outside. Obviously, you're playing the clock a little bit here. So if he gets out of bounds, clock stops. But by keeping him in bounds, that clock keeps going, and that's going to be important, or could be important if the defense strings this out.
Pickup of 5. 2nd down and 5 at the 37. Clock still rolling. St. John gives to the tailback.
Oh,
driving ahead,
cow,
dragging the pile near the line to gain.
Man.
Did not see a number as he disappeared into the pile quickly. See as they unpile the stack. That's
Hannon,
number 2, Hannon. Yes,
Hannon.
that's Tommy Hannon on the carry.
And that was
He's
some
right near the
drive.
line to gain at the 43, and they do indeed rule a first down.
Well, he was stopped about 2 yards short of it, and he's not a big kid. I mean, he's kind of short in stature and not very thick, but he was leg driving, and he moved the whole – I think he had some help by the lineman, but he moved it the extra 2 to get the first down.
Inside a minute to go. St. John drops the throw. Home run ball down the side, and it is caught by Kinnett inside the 20-yard line. What a catch by Brady Kinnett in between 2 defenders down to the 15. What a catch by Kinnett. Oh, my.
Hate to go back to it, but again, you got those deep routes in a zone defense. It's basically 4 guys running down, old school football. Throw it up, and the offense went up and got the ball. Defense needs to get up more aggressive and go after it. They can't just sit and watch it come down.
That's a 42-yard rainbow from St. John to Kinnett. Now the Trojans in business at the 15. Coons to give up the middle. Stutter steps, not a lot there, and the Rebels close the hole up quickly. And a timeout has to be called.
That's their first one, isn't it?
Yep, timeout. We'll go ahead and stay right here. We're right at the top of the hour, so let's take this opportunity to step out quickly, pausing and reminding you you're listening to Roncalli Football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson back with you. 31 seconds to go in the half. Roncalli's defense trying to stiffen up here with Bishop Chatard sitting on 2nd and 8 from the 13. A great video crew tonight, bringing you all the sounds and pictures. Ethan Gortsky's our video director tonight. Spencer Sims handling the graphics. Brady Taylor and Eros Garcia on the cameras. Stefan Welsh is our video producer. And on the audio side, our guard Luke Jones is back at our CBS Sports 1430 studios on the north side, keeping us on track and on time. And of course, as always, to our immediate right, wearing his UK face mask, the Baron of the Bluegrass, Bob Suesmichael. He is counting the days until SEC conference football, baby. 2nd down and 8. Hannah Taylor's on the graphics. Thank you. I'll give Hannah her due. 2nd and 8 at the 13. St. John fakes, rolls. Looks, throws toward the end zone. Touchdown. He's got a man. That's McGinnis, his 2nd of the night. And that's, if you're a Roncalli fan, that's exactly what you didn't want to see happen. Give up a big play, giving the Trojans a chance for a touchdown, and St. John throws his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. That's the 2nd time in 3 games that he's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He threw 3 in the opener against Brebeuf Jesuit. And the yardage on that was what?
13 yards?
13? 13 to number 13.
They're doing a good job of flooding the zones. They've got 2 guys out there, and they bring him from the inside out, which, again, puts 3 guys into a 2-zone package there, which is why he ends up being wide open.
Trojans going for 2 here and want time.
Roncalli may have to make an adjustment and go some man coverage because right now we're getting picked apart.
Trojans call time after Roncalli blocked the previous extra point try. Trojans going for 2 here to get back to back on schedule. 19-7 is our score. Reminder, as soon as we get through this first half, we'll take a 2-minute break and come back with the halftime show. All sorts of things to present to you there. Stats, comments, our fall sports update. Lots of things going on fall sports-wise here at Roncalli this week. And into the weekend. It'll be a busy day tomorrow for a number of programs. So Carter St. John, the story in this first half. As he has thrown 3 touchdown passes for the Trojans to stake the road team to a 19-7 lead. Going for 2 here. St. John in the shotgun. Has Coons to his left. The give to Coons. He puts his head down and walks it right into the middle, into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So Matthew Coons on the 2-point run. And that puts the score, Bishop Chatard 21, Roncalli 7 on our Beck's board with 25 seconds left in the first half. Charlie, Audrey, and Patrick Belch supporting their uncle Chris Belch from their home right down the street from Bishop Chatard. How about that?
Cubby fans.
Yep, indeed. So Ryan McGinnis, 2 touchdown catches in this first half for Chatard. Carter St. John, 3 touchdown passes. And he has thrown for, I believe Bob said, over 130 yards in that first half. 138.
Well, I mean, obviously, the wrong team is up right now, but you have to take your hats off to the fundamental football that Chatard plays.
No question.
I mean, they are just so sound. They do everything right. They're not playing dominant football. They're just playing smart football, and they're taking advantage of what Roncalli's given them in certain situations, and they're making them pay on the scoreboard.
25 seconds to go. Here in the half, Roncalli does have 2 timeouts remaining. I'll see if Brady Braun kicks this deep or if Trojans decide on a little trickery here. I'm going to assume a deep kick.
Yeah, me too.
With a 2-score lead, knowing you're going to get the ball if you're Bishop Chatard to start the second half. Braun puts a run up, and he does indeed kick it deep. Papandrea comes up and takes it at the 7. Ryan running to the wide side, stop-and-go move, and a nice one-on-one tackle out there by Quackenbush. Boy, he's been everywhere.
He's all over the place.
Tanner Quackenbush, number 10, he's been everywhere in this first half. The junior makes another special team stop, tackling Papandrea at the 21. And Roncalli sets up shop there. With 20 seconds left in the half. And Bishop Chatard leading by 2 touchdowns. And Roncalli is in kneel-down formation. Leffler takes the snap, takes a knee, and that will be the final play of the first half. With the score, Bishop Chatard leading this ball game on the south side by a count of 21-7. We'll step out for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll have all the particulars on tonight's halftime show. Around the Bend, up next on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill
It's
me.
been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill
I don't
me.
need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson back with you on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. We're at halftime, and Roncalli trails Bishop Chatard by the score of 21-7. And as we bring Steve back into the conversation, happily bringing Steve back into the conversation, guys, I can't help but think I had a little bit of a flashback at the end of that first half to last year's game. Go back to last year's game. It was a 15-7 Chatard lead with 2:40 to go in the first half, and Roncalli had Chatard defensively held up on 3rd and 4. And the Trojans converted a 3rd and 4, went down and scored, and then Roncalli threw a pick 6.
Coons was the one that intercepted it and
he was.
scored.
Matthew Coons was the one who scored the pick 6.
Yeah.
And so you go in down, I believe it was 29-7
It was.
at halftime versus going in down 15-7.
Yep.
And you know, you hear this in cliche in basketball a lot, talk about how you finish quarters. And you don't see it as much in football, but, boy, you think about how Chatard finished that second quarter versus how Roncalli, and that could be the difference in the ballgame tonight.
Yeah, no question. I mean, again, Chatard is so fundamentally sound. They just do all the right things at the perfect time. To your point, Rob, it's you know, again, they're not swelling up and running over you. They're just being really smart about the plays they run and how they execute. And again, the last 2 times there. We talked so much last week about the defense Roncalli was playing and how nice it was to have these deep safeties, the 4 guys going back, just playing zone back there. Chatard is taking advantage of it. They've run seams. On the one, they just had 2 guys going deep, knowing that Roncalli's got 2 guys going deep, and they liked their odds of knowing where the ball's going, and our guys are going to beat your guys, and they did it. Then on the touchdown pass, you again run seams into the corner so that you've got your 2 guys in that zone defense attacking who they're supposed to, and then you run McGinnis just behind them all, so you got 3 guys in that area, and it's just easy pitch and catch at that point because there's no one to defend him. So Roncalli again has to kind of adjust and go a little bit of man-to-man to try to get him to come off of that attack that they've got.
Well, and when the quarterback's rolling away, if that backside guy crosses your face as a linebacker, you got to knock him down.
Yes.
If he's running in behind you, you got to sync with him, because he's not going to go throw all the way back across the field.
Correct.
And they've got us twice on that.
The other thing you can do is you've got those 4 guys. When he's rolling it at the other side, you've got your safety and your corner on the other side. They roll down with it, and that safety then comes down and takes that guy to the middle if the linebacker doesn't stop him. And then the corner takes the middle of the field.
Right.
But it's in game 2, when a high school game, that's tough defensive back play to understand those fundamentals to get to that point.
And the long pass before the half, we just did not play the ball very well. We did not play it aggressively at all. And the first on the long touchdown pass to Coleman, that was a defensive mix-up in the secondary. Coach Rodenberg was not happy about it, and I guarantee you he isn't happy about the way we ended that half. And if you listen closely, you might be able to hear him from up here. So
that's what that rumble is. I hear it, the
think
thunder.
So.
Well, we'll get into the stats a little deeper here in segment 2. But boy, you look at, I think if you'd have told Roncalli defensively, Chatard would have 41 yards rushing at halftime, you'd feel pretty good about your chances. But again, Carter St. John's been the story in the first half. The junior quarterback for the Trojans, 7 of 10 for 138 and 3 scores.
He's really hurt us with his feet too, keeping drives alive too.
Yep.
We'll take our first break. We'll come back. We'll dive deeper into these numbers and tell you more about this one here at the half. Bishop Chatard leads on the south side, 21-7 over Roncalli. We'll step out, come right back. It's Roncalli football and the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Copy. Rob Brown, Steve Wilson, Dan Bauer back with you at the stadium. Bishop Chatard leads Roncalli 21-7 here at the break. Let's take a look at some numbers. We talked a lot in the pregame show, and rightfully so. All credit due Baron Huebler, a unbelievable rushing display last week. Career high 266 yards on a career high 32 carries and 4 touchdowns. Baron has 64 yards tonight, guys, on 16 carries. His long run is 13. And, boy, he's had to work for every one of those 64 yards. He's not been able to get into the spaces tonight so far like he did last week.
Yeah, and you know what? Credit Chatard's defense. Their defensive line is keeping We're not getting to the linebackers. Calvert, Onay, and Quackenbush are just making every tackle, and they're physical. They're not real big kids, 185, 190 pounds, but they play really physical, and we have not been able to get to the second level to get bodies on them thus far.
To me, I love that kind of defense where you can go sideline to sideline, and they're small guys, and they're medium-sized guys.
Right.
They're not small, but I mean they are in every gap. They're doing a great job of peppering the linebackers coming up, filling the gaps, really keeping the Roncalli line guessing as to where they're coming from. But then they'll back them off the next thing when you try to pass. So I mean, again, they're almost like one step ahead, and Roncalli just hasn't figured out, what's the real rush, which one's not, and they just aren't getting helmets on him to give Barron that room that he needs.
Well, a testament to the big plays and what a factor they've keyed into this first half. Roncalli actually has more first downs than Bishop Chatard, 8-7. The lone turnover was a Roncalli interception that led to a short field and a touchdown for the Trojans on their first drive of the night. Penalties pretty negligible. Each team 3 penalties for 20 to 25 yards. Time of possession about the same. Boy, you look at average drive start, though. Now, I know that gets distorted because Chatard started a drive on the Roncalli 3. But even you go past that, Chatard has started 2 of the 3 drives out near 2 of their 4 possessions after that out near midfield. So that certainly makes a difference, whereas Roncalli has only started 1 drive out past its own 22.
Yeah, makes a big difference where you start. And Roncalli has done a good job of stopping them in a lot of those, midfield positions. So, but again, even when you stop them, though, you're still getting the ball, because a couple first downs get you down into, the deep territory, and you still have a long field to go, even if you stop them. So, field position is something that's huge.
Well, in this last couple minutes here of this segment here on the halftime show, let's talk adjustments. What sorts of adjustments you guys see on both sides of the ball for Roncalli here in this half number 2?
Well, I don't think there's a reason to panic right now. Last year, down 21-7, if we were realistically, we still weren't going to win the game. We just could not score points at that point in the season. I don't feel like we're out of it right now. There's no reason to panic. I think we need to make plays. We have to catch the ball when we're open, and we have to hopefully just wear that defensive line down and get to that second level and get on those linebackers and establish that run game. But I don't feel like we're out of this at all, but it's really critical that we get a stop right here early as they take the second half kickoff.
Well, and to your point, Steve, Chatard, coming in after 2 games, you can't say a lot out of that, but they averaged 18 points a game. Last year, they averaged 45 points a game.
Good point.
This year, it's not the same team. These 21 points that they have, although you obviously don't like it, but to Rob's point earlier, they gained those at the last kind of part of that second quarter there. If you correct those errors that they gave big plays off of them, you're in still a heavyweight match. And so, you go and stick with your game plan. You do have to get this offensive line to figure out how to block the guys that are coming, create seams for your running back, and then catch some of the passes and move the ball. Again, that first series was a great series in how we went back and forth from attacking the outside to then having a run, march it right down the field and scored. If we continue to do that, we'll be fine. And then defensively, we can't let them continue to pass and get into those zones. I think, again, to me, the adjustment you can make, and I don't know what they've done in practice, I think you have to go to some man-to-man coverage to stop them from attacking us across the field in the passing game.
Well, and we saw this defense last week against a veteran Franklin Central team get 5 takeaways. You almost feel like Roncalli's got to get at least 1 here in the second half.
Right.
Yeah, that would help for sure.
And most of our damage has been self-inflicted in the first half. I mean, and again, I give credit to Chatard. That's what they do. They take advantage of your mistakes, and they've certainly done that. But we need to eliminate our mistakes and put the heat back on them.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take our second and final break here in the halftime show. When we come back, we'll take you up to the start of the second half. Bishop Chatard leads Roncalli 21-7. We're back after this in 2 minutes on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
We're in the business of making smiles, but straightening teeth is only part of that job.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
Attention St. Vincent Rebel Media Network. Just about set for halftime. Teams out warming up, getting ready to go. Trojans will have the ball to start the second half. Time for a fall sports update. Girls golf lost to Paramedia on Tuesday night in an alternate shot match format. Elsie Kerr and Sarah Stratback was the leading pair for Roncalli. Girls Marion County Golf Tournament is next Tuesday morning at Woodwind. You ever played at Woodwind? I'm not even sure where Woodwind is.
I don't know.
I think up on the north side, I believe. Volleyball had an up-and-down week. Certainly a big 4-set win on Tuesday night at Cathedral. Sarah Lazan with 18 kills, Emma Halter 49 digs. And then the volleyball team losing to a very good Mount Vernon team last night on the road in 4 sets, seeing its 5-match winning streak snap. Monica Jones had 21 assists. Big, high-quality tournament at Providence tomorrow morning for the volleyball team. Boys soccer earned its first win of the season with a 3-0 victory at Warren on Tuesday night. Sam Gantner scoring 2 goals, Jair Ramirez adding the third. Team will be at Covenant Christian tomorrow. The girls will be there tomorrow as well. Boys-girls varsity doubleheader at Covenant Christian. Girls coming off a 2-0,
yes.
Loss here on Tuesday night to second-ranked Bishop Chatard. That was a good-looking Chatard team that was here on Tuesday night. It's a quality 2A squad ranked second in the state. Boys tennis team losing 5-0 on Monday to Brebeuf and last night at Greenwood. In the middle, though, getting a 5-0 victory over Lutheran for its first win of the season. Tyler Schofield, Ty Ransberg, and Nathan Fikes, the freshman, all getting wins in their singles matches. They'll be at Guerin tomorrow. And then both cross-country teams, boys and girls, in action in a dual meet against Southport on Wednesday night at Clinton Young, just down the street from us. Girls were victorious. The boys were defeated by 9 points. Top finishers for the girls were Lauren Turk, Valeria Lara, and Amelia Shirley. And then leading the way for the boys were Evan Baker, Jean-Luc Uzin, and Matthew Crotty. Both teams will be in action again next Wednesday night at the Greenfield Central Invite. So Bishop Chatard will get the ball to start the second half, having won the toss and elected to defer. We mentioned if you're taking in tonight's action, please check in with us via Twitter at RBB_Brown, all lowercase, RBB_Brown. Let us know where you're at and who you're with taking in tonight's action. We got a message during the break. The Swearingens and the Stevensons are taking in tonight's game. And I want to give a birthday shout-out to Olivia Swearingen, JV cheerleader, celebrating her 16th birthday today. So the Swearingen family checking in to pass along birthday wishes to Olivia, and we second that for the sophomore Olivia Swearingen, celebrating his 16th birthday. Roncalli heading toward its sideline, getting some support from the home crowd, the socially distanced limited third home crowd, I should mention.
My wife just sent me pictures of 2 masks that were sitting on my kitchen floor waiting to be brought to the game. She said, "Did you forget something?"
I thought you were going to tell me your dog ate masks.
No, I just didn't bring them with me. Luckily,
okay.
I bring backup.
We always carry extras. Woodwind Golf Club is in Westfield.
Really? Okay.
Well, we go to the golf expert in Bob Sues for that information.
He's played everywhere.
Interesting that they're playing the Marion County Golf Championship in Hamilton County.
That is funny.
That's an interesting turn of events. I hadn't.
Was that called something else before that, Bob? Or?
Oh, you know what it was, but in these socially conscious times, I'm not going to say it out loud.
I think I know what course you're talking about.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. That's a good segue to remind us that tonight's game is brought to us by Ortho Indy, where their mission is to provide the highest quality comprehensive bone, joint, spine, and muscle care to patients throughout the Midwest, the United States, and around the world. From diagnosis through recovery, their team is ready to get you back in the action. Choose Ortho Indy South to be your official orthopedic provider. Our guy Colin O'Connor checking in from the north side, Roncalli alum. Good to have Colin and his wife back in town, moving back from Boston. Nice. Colin now a teacher, I believe, at Tech.
Did he pick up an accent? Have you talked to him?
No, I did. I was actually with him a couple weekends ago. He does not. He does not have an accent.
All right.
Good to have them back in town. Luke Russell kicking off for Roncalli to start the second half. Jackson Bolin and Brady Kinnett deep for Bishop Chatard. Russell, a good sidewinding kick that Bolin takes at his own 5. Near side, angling back toward the middle of the field. Bolin has a head of steam, and he's rolling. And he's held up by the kicker and finally tackled at the 46. Good long return by Jackson Bolin out near midfield for Bishop Chatard. Johnny Rader made the stop to stop a touchdown. Luke Russell, the kicker, got a hold of him and stopped to score. Ball placed just outside the 50-yard line, so call it the Trojan 49. Good long return by Bishop Chatard to start this second half. As the Trojans, 44-yard return, the Trojans enjoy a...
Well, I think they missed a block in the back.
14-point lead.
Should have brought that one back, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of officials.
Carter St. John, the quarterback, in a deep crouch and shotgun. Takes the snap, turns and gives to Matthew Coons on first down. He tries the left end for a couple, where he's tackled from behind. Sean Sinovic, first man there.
Good tackle by Sinovic.
Sinovic blocked the second extra point attempt of the night. Pickup of 3, second down and 7.
Chatard in a bunch wide split trips package. They didn't do any of that first half, did they?
They did not.
So something new.
They give to Coons on the short side, and he slips out of the first tackle and able to wiggle his way out across inside the 45 down to the 43, setting up third down and short. Sinovic on the stop again. Third down and a long 3, let's call it. That'd be a short 3 or a long 2. I need to get my terminology correct. Board says third down and 3. 1 minute into the third quarter. Bishop Chatard leads Roncalli 21-7. Logan O'Brien, the tight end, goes in motion right to left. St. John gives to Coons around end. He lowers the head and barges his way near the 41. That's the line to gain. Looks like they gave him enough. Dominic Brown was there, as was Sinovic. Our official, our referee, Tim Welsh eyeballing it. And
calling it fourth.
He's not giving it. Fourth and short. Fourth down and short. Called about a foot.
They're going to call for a measurement now.
Yep. Call for the measurement. That gives us a chance to say hello to a couple people checking in. Aaron Hepp, I remember that name, tormenting Roncalli secondaries. He checks in from Tuscaloosa. Appreciate Aaron listening and watching tonight. We welcome Chatard fans to the broadcast.
Sure we do.
We're good with that. Michael Hogue, our buddy up in Attica, checking in. And the great Joe Brown, former Roncalli lineman. You remember Joe? From the early 2010 era, 10, 11, 12 era.
Did you say Joe?
Yeah, Joe Brown. Checking in live from Joliet, Illinois. Good to hear the man formerly known as Grandpa Joe checking in. Fourth and a foot. 4th and a foot for the Trojans, just outside the Roncalli 40. Give to Coons, and he burrows his way inside the 40. That's more than enough to move the chains. If you're just joining us, Nathan Smahill, one of the prominent members of this Bishop Chatard tailback rotation, on the first play from scrimmage for the Trojans, on 1st and goal at the 3, appeared to injure severely his left knee. He had to be put in an air cast and taken away on a stretcher. So Matthew Coons getting some extended opportunity here. 1st and 10, the Roncalli 37. O'Brien, the tight end, in motion right to left. Flag flies. St. John pumps a pass toward the end zone, but that's after the whistle. Ball was snapped, and the flags and the whistles came about a second or two after the ball was snapped.
Delay game? Oh,
Procedure.
Procedure.
Procedure on the Trojans. Both teams are just 3 penalties in the first half, so penalties not really a factor in that first half. First down and 15. Back to the 42 of Roncalli. Still first down. 3 receivers to the wide side right. Coleman, who had a touchdown in the first half, the short side left. O'Brien again, the tight end, goes in motion. St. John takes a low snap and hands to Tommy Hannon, who's in tailback. He breaks the first tackle down inside the 40 before he's tackled by Tyson Garrett. Hannon got back the 5 penalty yards, so it's 2nd and 10. Tommy Hannon, number 2, in at tailback, spelling Coons. Trojans looking toward the bench for the play call, have the luxury to be able to take their time with this 2-score lead. O'Brien, the tight end, he lines up in the slot right and then moves left on each of the last 4 plays. He does it again here. Play action fake, throw down the side, and it is broken up. Broken up, intended for Coleman on the far side, and good job by Greg Kirkman, number 6, to find the football and knock it away. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he was in good position, too. I think he actually had a better chance of catching that ball than Coleman did. I think Coleman did a good job of going up and kind of knocking it away, playing defense as the offensive player.
Kirkman last week was involved in one of those takeaways. He recovered that loose kickoff that Lucas Erickson knocked free. One of 5 takeaways in that 36-6 Roncalli win last week here at the stadium against Franklin Central. 3rd down and 10 here for Bishop Chatard at the Roncalli 37. St. John takes that deep crouch and shotgun. He drops. Now it's a quarterback. He's around the waist and tackled at the line of scrimmage by big Luke Swartz. 2nd tackle of the loss tonight for the big man in the middle.
And I'll tell you what, they had brought Garrett from the backside there. If Swartz doesn't pull him down, there's a lot of space there.
There's an alley there
to
go up the left hash.
That's a huge tackle right there for him to hold on to.
Big tackle by Luke Swartz. And that sends the punt team out for the 2nd time tonight. So Roncalli's defense gets a stop at midfield to start this 2nd half. Trojans were able to chip away about 4 minutes and change off the clock. Dominic Brown is back at the Roncalli 10. Number 7, Brady Braun punting away. Braun, a twisting kick that Brown watches take a hop into the end zone. So it comes out to the 20. It'll be Roncalli football. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second pause and come right back. It's Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Back to action. Roncalli, first possession of the second half. 1st and 10 at the 20. Give to Huebler. Barron cuts around left end and able to get a couple before the white shirts encircle him. Among them, Jackanay, number 7, and Brandon Salas, number 51. Pickup of 4. 2nd and 6. Well, Huebler has 1,100-yard games to his credit. Going back to last year, he's had 100-yard games in 7 of his last 8. He gets to 100 tonight. He's going to work for it. Give again to Huebler. Barron into the secondary. He's got a first down before he's tackled around the way. That's out across the 30 by Matthew Semler coming up from a safety spot.
Michael Gallagher did a great job coming from the H-back spot to the right side, kind of came in a pulling motion, kicked out the end, opened up the hole.
Give Barron 9 on the play. 1st and 10 at the 33. Got 77 yards thus far, does Huebler. Now he goes in motion. Leffler swings out a pass to him. Barron catches it on the run, trying to get to the wide side. Only able to get a couple before he's submarined out at the 36 by Jackson Bolin.
Chatard does a good job. I keep talking about how good the stuff they do, but they do a really good job of tackling out in space. They really go down low, grab the ankles and the legs, and are just sure tacklers out in that island area.
Pickup of 7. Give to Huebler. Barron grabbed around the waist, able to drag a tackler out across the 40. Just as you mentioned it, Joe Calvert with a tackle one-on-one in space. Now before Huebler, though, picks up 5. 3rd down and 2. Roncalli going quickly. Leffler, quick count, snap to Huebler. Barron right up the middle. He's got a first down out across the 45. And Dan, from a tempo standpoint, this is what we saw from Roncalli on that scoring drive in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's important to keep that tempo going so the defense can't set and really figure out what you're doing. Keep them on their heels a little bit.
Leffler looks right, throws right. Big shot down the middle. And he's got Troxel there. And Troxel almost caught it on a deflection at the 10. It was deflected, knocked away. Brady Kinnett knocked it away. Long ball down the middle. Troxel had a chance at it, but he was outnumbered by the white shirts down at the 15. 2nd and 10. Caden Gore, number 14, is in at a wide out for Roncalli, as is Ryan Henry, number 12. All 3 receivers to the left of Leffler. Aidan gives to Huebler, and Barron stumbles and downs himself back at the 41.
Got the legs up, caught up with Leffler.
He got tangled up with Leffler.
Yeah, he did.
Wood Cathedral headed north to Mishawaka tonight to play Penn, and the Irish lead 42-7 at halftime.
Do they really?
Oh, my.
Wow.
3rd down and 13. Big play here for the Roncalli offense. Roncalli was in rhythm to get out to midfield and stalled out a little bit here on the last 2 plays. 3rd and 13 from the Roncalli 42. Leffler steps up, looks down the field, jump pass throw. Henry tried to pick it up off the ground. It was low. He couldn't get it. It hit the ground, incomplete. Number 12, Ryan Henry, the intended receiver, incomplete. That sends the punt team out. 3rd time tonight that Beckman has been on to punt for Roncalli. Brady Kinnett is deep. Waiting to get everyone set here. Trojans fake a rush and a low sidewinding kick by Beckman. It takes a left turn and goes out of bounds. That was not a long punt. That ball goes out of bounds at the 35. Quickly moving 3rd quarter, so we've got breaks to take. Let's go ahead and take one here. 4:35 to go in the 3rd. Bishop Chatard leads Roncalli 21-7. We're back after this on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks.
Well, coming out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for Bishop Chatard at its own 35. Matthew Coons tries the middle of the field and pounds ahead for 2 yards, tackled by Brady News. So 2nd and 8 as we rejoin you. Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson. Bob Susmichael with you. Luke Jones in our CBS Sports 1430 studios. 2nd and 8. St. John, the keeper, around left end. He's grabbed by Tommy Brownfield. And then a flag flies in right at the point of the tackle.
Might have had a face mask.
Brownfield with a little help from Skyler Phillips. St. John picked up 4, but there may be some yardage added onto this, and indeed it is a face mask. Face mask the call. Face mask the call, so that was just a 5-yarder though, right?
5-yarder, yeah. Takes it up past the stick, so it gives them a first down. Ball at the 46-yard line now.
1st and 10. St. John gives to Hannon, who's in the game, number 2. He runs right into the chest of the Roncalli defender at the 47.
Is that Garrett?
That was Tyson Garrett on the stop.
Yeah, good tackle.
Good one-on-one tackle by Garrett. Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 8. Trips formation to the left of St. John. Thomas Coleman, the lone receiver, right. St. John, the delayed give to the running back, tries the left side. Not a lot there.
Another Garrett tackle. He's all over right now.
That was Hannon again on the carry. No gain. Hannon, number 2 on the carry. Had to wait. He disappeared into the traffic quickly there.
He did. What Roncalli's doing when they got that trips formation, and they're sending 3 guys over, but the inside guy at the last minute is kind of coming back down, trying to get him closer to that box that we keep talking about, because Chatard's putting him out there just to spread him out, but then they're handing the ball off.
3rd and 8 here. Big play for the Roncalli defense. St. John rolls. He throws. He's got a man. It's caught. It's McGinnis. He's inside the 40. He takes a lick, and he hangs on, 1st down.
Man, McGinnis does a great job of just finding the seam and sitting down. He really got into that triangle of the defensive coming back, and St. John just looks for that seam right there and knows McGinnis is going to be there and puts a rocket on him.
Sinovic put the hit on McGinnis, tried to separate him from the football, but McGinnis, to his credit, hung on for a 14-yard catch and a 1st down on 3rd and 8. 1st and 10, the Roncalli 38. Already inside 2.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Very quickly moving 3rd quarter. Chatard controlling the clock here in this 2nd half with a 2-score lead. Coons, a delayed give around left end. He cuts back inside and able to stumble his way forward to the 30. It's a good 1st down run. Tyson Garrett tripped him up, but not before Coons picked up 8. I'll call it 7 at the 31. Ball at the 31, give him 7. 2nd down and 3. Inside 100 seconds to go. Here in this 3rd quarter, Bishop Chatard leading 21-7. This is just the 3rd possession of the half. 2nd one for the Trojans. St. John gives to Kuhn again. He makes the first one miss. He's still on his feet. He's down near the 25, and he's got a 1st down. Nice move. Sinovic on the stop. I didn't see who the defender was, but he jitterbugged a defender in the backfield.
The defender is glad you didn't see him.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a good point.
You don't want his name up there right now because, yeah, he got juked big time.
1st down as we near the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Bishop Chatard's defense has been tremendous tonight. Give to Hannon, who's back in number 2. He barges his way up the middle,
goodness.
able to drag the pile down near the 15-yard line. Near the line to gain, they stopped him short, but Hannon picks up, looks like 8. Down to the 17, 2nd and 2. I might be able to make my 9:30 dinner reservation at this rate, as quickly as this game is moving. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Trojans driving, leading 21-7. St. John with Hannon to his right in shotgun. And St. John on the keeper. Tries to cut inside, and Roncalli hems him in, but he's very close. He just needed the 15 to move the chains, and he got it. Dominic Brown got the stop. Well, hold on a second. Did they mark him short?
I see like a bad
Well, that
mark.
looked like a first down, and
Yeah.
it is indeed given. And that likely will be the final play of the third quarter, a quickly moving third quarter. As the play clock is behind the game clock's inside 15, and the Trojans head to the sideline, content to take this 2-score lead into the final period. We'll go ahead and step out, take a break, come right back. It's on the Beck Service Center scoreboard after 3. Bishop Chatard 21, Roncalli 7 on the Ascension St. Vincent, Roncalli Media Network.
Why do I have to wear a mask at school? To put simply, the mask helps to protect others from unknowingly infected individuals when they cough or sneeze. The CDC recommends that everyone wear a mask when they're in a social setting and around people not living with you. Make sure you wear your mask correctly. To do this, put your mask over your nose and mouth and secure it underneath your chin. Make sure that the mask sits snugly against the side of your face. By doing this together, we can keep COVID-19 out of Roncalli.
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson. Bishop Chatard has the ball, 1st and 10 at the Roncalli 15 as we start this final quarter. Let's go down to Steve. Steve, what are you seeing on the – we talked about the line being key, the line play from Chatard tonight on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Well, we're still having trouble with Steve's microphone, so we'll get that straightened out. 21-7, again, our score.
He may have been saying that right now Chatard's offensive line is kind of having their way with our defensive line because they're not overpowering them. They're just really doing a good job of pushing them where they want to go and creating those seams for those running backs. And those running backs are doing a great job of chopping their feet and keeping moving. And really every time it's been kind of fun to watch. Chatard is sending 4 guys way out. Sorry.
And on 1st and 10 at the 15, a nice ankle tackle by Skyler Phillips to get in the backfield and tackle Hannon after a loss of 2.
Because in essence, when you
gain of 1, excuse me.
4 guys splitting them way out, you're basically saying, okay, 11 on 11 you might be okay, but let's make it 7 on 7, and they like their odds that way.
2nd and 9 at the 14. Trojans had the ball for a little over 9 minutes in that third quarter out of 12, and Roncalli has had just 1 possession here in the second half. Tough to come back when you don't get the football.
Yeah.
St. John gives to Hannon. He's able to drag the tacklers down inside the 10, setting up 3rd and short. Wrapped up by Sean Sinovic and Skyler Phillips. Or make that Tommy Brown field. 3rd down and 3 at the Roncalli 8. 3rd down and 3 at the 8. Coleman, the 1 receiver wide right. 2 receivers short left. And now Logan O'Brien, the tight end, goes slot left. Now O'Brien goes in motion left to right on 3rd and 3 at the 8. St. John the give. Running back looking for the spaces. He's very close to the 6-yard line, which is what he needed. Call it the 5, rather.
It's like about a yard
They
short.
brought him down short. That was Hannon on the carry, number 2. And he's tackled short. They've got Grant Ray, the offensive guard, in there on the defensive line now. Ray, and Luke Swartz up the middle. Fourth down and 1 from the 6. St. John under center. Trojans go for it.
Oh, we almost
Bobble
lost the
snap.
ball.
St. John has stood up, driven back. I don't know if he got it. Roncalli says no. The side judge says no. And the Roncalli defense holds. St. John under center for a rare time tonight, and he mishandled the snap. And that delay was all that Roncalli needed to get the surge and turn St. John away. So Roncalli gets the ball back with 9:55 to go. Still trailing by 2 scores. This is just the second possession of the half for Roncalli. Down 21-7. 1st and 10 at the 6. Leffler's in the shotgun. Turn give to Huebler. Barron able to stumble his way forward for a couple and not much more than that. Brandon Salas on the stop, number 51. So they gave Huebler the 10, so give him 4, 2nd down and 6. 4 receivers. 1 left, 3 right. Delayed give to Leffler. Leffler runs up the back of his blocker, still surging forward out across the 15, and he's very close to the line of gain, setting up 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and 1, let's say, at the 15. Straight ahead surge for Leffler. He's pushed across and a 1st down. So Leffler on the carry gets the 1st down. 21-7 our score. Bishop Chatard still leads. Roncalli scored on its 2nd possession of the game and has gone punt, turnover on downs, kneel at the half punt. And right up the middle, that's Huebler with a long run. The longest one of the night, out across the 30. Jack Ane tripped him up.
Roncalli going fast now.
Huebler.
Oh, look at him.
On the carry, out across the 40. And another 1st down. Was Huebler the ball carrier in the previous play?
Yes.
He's over 100 yards for 110. Moving quickly. Huebler again to give. This time not a lot there. Call it 2 up the middle. And there's a Roncalli player down. That looks like the big tackle, Patrick Meek, who is down. He's out near the 45. He's down, and the Roncalli training staff is out quickly. So we have 8:21 to go. Let's go ahead and take a break. We've got breaks to take. We'll go ahead and take one. Take a break. 21-7. Bishop Chatard leads. Roncalli driving. 8:21 to go. Here in the ball game from the stadium. We'll step out, come right back. It's Roncalli football in the Ascension St. Vincent, Roncalli Media Network.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
Well, Roncalli junior tackle Patrick Meek, number 75, being helped to the sideline. And he is not able to put, as we watch him be helped toward us, he's not able to put a lot of weight on that one side. I can't tell which side he's favoring, though. Can you?
No, I couldn't.
Right side. Okay,
side.
Right side, yep. Yeah. Well, Meek and Grant Ray, both the sophomores last year, started all 13 games. So Meek helped to the side. He's going to go into the training tent down below us. Second down and 9 after the Huebler run. Trojans crowd the
Whoa,
line.
here he comes.
And they anticipated it, and Huebler's tackled right at the point of the handoff by Joe Calvert.
Loss of 2. It's third down. 11.
Third down and 11. Loss of 2. Back to the 40.
It's a lot of celebration for a two-yard loss.
A little bit.
Really nice tackle.
Third down and 11 at the Roncalli 40. Leffler, a long count. Drops to throw. Rush comes. He throws. Has a man. Overthrow. Beckman got a hand on it at the 42, but he couldn't corral it. Leffler had to put that in a tight window. And it's overthrown. That sends the punt team out with 7:36 to go. And the Trojans leading 21-7. Cole Beckman back to punt for Roncalli. Brady Kinnett, number 6, back for the Trojans. Beckman's last 2 punts have been very low. Let's see if he can get off a good one here. No rush, and a decent kick there. Sends Kinnett retreating back to his own 21.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a block in the back.
They got it.
Right at the point of the catch. Michael Hegwood was waiting to make a play, and he all of a sudden was not in the play. So the flag is back at the 24. Guys, both of you, while they mark this penalty off the block in the back, both of you have talked about during this second half just how dominating Chatard's offensive line has been. I know, Steve, you were down on the field. What did you see down there from close up?
They're controlling the line of scrimmage, and Rob Doyle has done a really good job milking that clock, taking advantage of the field position that they've had in the second half. He's usually a very aggressive play caller, but hats off to him. He's called a really good game and shortened this second half. And, I mean, look, we're almost halfway through the fourth quarter right now, and I'm sure he's going to be content just chewing more clock.
Roncalli's had just 2 possessions here in the second half. This is Chatard's third, and it begins at the 16 after the penalty mark back. St. John gives to Coons. He's trying to get wide around right end, turns upfield, and Roncalli closes off the edge, and forward progress blown dead. Sean Sinovic there. Coons forward progress just a yard, so nice job by Roncalli's defense, but we mentioned we're at this late stage in the game, you really need a takeaway to flip the field if you're Roncalli.
Well, and Roncalli needs to really play aggressive right now because they, don't have time to let Chatard go on a long drive. So, they've got to pin their ears back and go after Chatard and get a quick 3 and out, if not the turnover.
Second down and 9 at the 17. St. John again on the delay. Gives to the first running back through, down to the 20.
Matthew Coons on the ball, Jared. He's brought down by number 99 for Roncalli, Luke Swartz.
That's Coons on the carry. Tackled by Luke Swartz.
Got to get a stop here.
Those Chatard running backs get into the traffic, and Coons wears 20 and Hannon wears 2. So if you don't see it right away, you have to wait a minute to unpile the stack to see who it was. That time it was Coons. Third down and 6, as Steve mentioned here, Roncalli needs to get the defense off the field on 3rd and 6. St. John rolling, looking down the field, throws toward the sideline, and a jumping catch. A jumping catch at the 42-yard line. What a catch by Noah Carter, number 23. He's also the point guard on the basketball team. What a jumping catch by Noah Carter, his first of the night, but it's a first down, a big catch.
Not a big kid. He just knew where the point of the ball was going to be and then went up and got it, made a play.
And the coverage was good. Henry sank with him like he's supposed to and turned and ran with him, but Chatard made the play.
22-yard catch for Noah Carter, his first of the night. And Chatard able to eat more clock. We're inside 6 minutes. 1st and 10 at the 43. Delayed give to Coons. He's in the secondary, and he may go. That's Hannon. Beg your pardon. Hannon is loose, and he's going to score. Tommy Hannon takes it
57 yards.
57 yards, right up the left hash. 58 yards, call it.
Okay.
His first touchdown of the year. And it's 27-7 Trojans with 5:18 to go. "58-yard run, Tommy Hannon. First rushing touchdown of the night for the Trojans. Braun is on for the extra point try. He's had one blocked. Low kick, but he's able to knock it through. And Tommy Hannon's run and Braun's extra point makes it 28-7. Bishop Chatard with 5:18 to go here in the ballgame. Let's take a break. We'll take one now, step out for 30 seconds. Come right back. It's Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Now 5:18 to go here at the stadium, and Bishop Chatard leads Roncalli 28-7. Just after this kickoff here, we're just past the top of the hour, so we'll handle this kickoff, metaphorically speaking, of course, and then we'll step out for a station identification.
What kind of scores we got out there, Rob?
I'll give you some of those here in a minute. Center Grove defeated Carmel 42-0 tonight. We mentioned Cathedral was up at Penn and up 42-7 at the half.
Wow.
Twisting kick that Brown for Roncalli takes it to 3. Dom looking for an alley. Cuts back. Now he's held up and finally dragged down at the Roncalli 22. Let's step out quickly, pausing 10 seconds, reminding you you're listening to Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. .5:10 to go. Roncalli first and 10 at its own 23. Trailing 28-7. Franklin defeats Perry Meridian tonight 35-0. Leffler drops to throw, and it's way out in front of Beckman. Incomplete. Incomplete at the 40. Second down. Franklin Central finally gets on the scoreboard. Brownsburg. I saw the Bulldogs. Brownsburg leading just down the road from us over Franklin Central 35-7 halfway through the final quarter. Surprising score of the night, Lawrence North, who's ranked 3rd in the state in 6A, tied with Lawrence Central 21-21 late 3rd. Leffler the carry here with a pickup of 2, 3rd down and 8. Brandon Salas on the stop. 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8. Hamilton Southeastern leads Avon 25-20. I know Steve was anxiously awaiting the Brown County Cloverdale score. Brown County winning 48-12.
Yes.
3rd and 8. Leffler, screen pass to Huebler. Barron has room to run, but he's got to get to the line to gain, and he's tackled just short of it. He stretched for it at the 32, but he was able to get to the sideline, and, well, that's going to be closer than I thought it would be.
He did a good job.
Well, he was able to extend, and that's very close. Close enough that they're going to eyeball it. I thought his knee may have been down at the 31. He needed the 33. Instead, they spot him just shy of the 33. So 4th down and about a foot. Roncalli going for it, of course. Trojans crowd the line, and a quick snap to Leffler, and they push him forward. And I think the second effort gave it to him. The Trojans say no. Well, that's a bad spot.
That is a
they
bad
spotted
spot.
Him short of the
horrible spot.
The 33. I don't think he got it.
It was almost as bad as the spot on the previous play. that was in our favor.
Well, that was, yeah.
They're giving him a first down.
Well, they gave him the first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's a late indication.
Wow.
Rob
Very
Doyle
late indication.
looking for his challenge flag.
Leffler in the flat to Huebler. Barron trying to find the sideline, and he accelerates out across the 40.
Whoa, a little extra
A
pushing.
little extra after the whistle. He got tangled up with Jack Onade at Huebler. Pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2. Roncalli moving quickly, trailing 28-7. Leffler drops the throw. Has Henry in and out of his hands at the 50, incomplete. Pass was high. Henry had to go up to get it, and he couldn't bring it down. Had it in his hands and couldn't control it. 3rd down and 2. That stops the clock.
3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2. Third down and 2 from the Roncalli 41. Leffler turns, gives to Huebler. Barron cutting, and he's driven back at the 41. He needed the 43. He didn't get it. They gave him the 42 before Brandon Salas drove him back. It's 4th and 1. Inside 3 minutes, 3:15 to go. 4th and 1 at the Roncalli 42. Shotgun snap to Leffler. He's got a lot of traffic to negotiate to get there, but he fell forward, and they gave him a generous spot, and he got it. Boy, that's it.
Making him work hard for every first down here.
Out of a shotgun snap, he got it. First down. 1st and 10 at the 43. Clock rolling inside 3 minutes. Leffler looks down the field, throws, and it's wide of the mark, intended for Henry downfield at the 40. 2nd down and 10. Well, following the game, we'll have the award-winning post-game show, certainly the first segment anyway. And I'm sure the guys will touch on the fact that Bishop Chatard has played 3 very good teams, 3 ranked teams in Brebeuf, East Central, and Roncalli, and has so far allowed 21 points. Leffler is sacked. Leffler is sacked back at the 35-yard line.
Aidan Leffler brought down the backfield by number 3, Joe Calvert.
Joe Calvert on the stop. The ball came out. Sam Seacrest recovered it, but I think they ruled Leffler down back at the 36.
Also the play. It's 3rd down 17.
3rd down and 17. Loss of 7. North Central leads Warren Central 10-0. Midway 4th quarters. 3rd down and 17 back at the 36. Leffler drops, plants, throws. Throws a moon ball intended for Casey Gore, and is picked off at the 25. And there's room to run. That's Coons up the sideline. He cuts back inside before he's tackled at the 48. Second interception of the night. Matthew Coons picks it off. Intended for Caden Gore downfield, number 14.
1st and 10 Trojans at the 48-yard line.
And the Trojans take over at the 48 with 1:54 to go and a 3-score lead.
Just got a text that Beech Grove has taken their first lead of the night, 37-34. They're playing out at Speedway.
Oh, there you go. It's a conference game, hotly contested.
3:30 left in that game.
New quarterback in the game is number 12. That's Will Starlipper, a senior. And he gives to a new running back into the ball game. Up the right side, out across the 50. We'll give you a number here in a second.
28.
That's Andre Moore, number 28 on the carry. 5'11 senior. He had 10 carries in the first 2 games. Had 32 yards in the Brebeuf game in the opener. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Inside 90 seconds to go. Starlipper takes the snap, gives again to Moore, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Andre Moore, the ball carrier.
Driven back. Forward progress gave him the 49, so no gain. Luke Swartz on the stop. Third down and 7.
No gain. Third down and 7.
Cecina all over Cascade tonight, 42-0. Mooresville, top-ranked team in 4A, in a battle with Plainfield, 21-21, late fourth. Third down and 7 at the 49. Low snap. Give again to Moore. Tries the wide side, jumps over a tackler before he's tackled at the 47. Give him a couple. Luke Swartz and Owen Volk on the stop. And that should be the last play of the game. Inside 20 seconds to go. And both teams head toward the sidelines. That will do it. So Bishop Chatard comes to the south side, ranked number 1 in the state in Class 3A. They will head back north in the same disposition. As Roncalli handed a 28-7 loss. First loss of the season. Bishop Chatard improves to 3-0 here at the stadium. Again, our final from Roncalli. Bishop Chatard 28, Roncalli 7. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break of 2 minutes. When we come back, Bob Michael will step into the captain's chair and lead you through the first part of the postgame show with Bob and Steve, with Dan and Steve. They'll break it all down, talk about this one. Again, our final, Bishop Chatard 28, Roncalli 7. Back in 2 minutes with the postgame show up next on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They gonna make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
That's the difference in the ball, because there was no Chatard running back that I saw that was dominant. And it was really, I mean, tell me what you guys saw or what you thought with that.
Totally agree with you, especially in the second half there. The line for Chatard, they weren't blowing them off the line of scrimmage, like total physical dominance, but they were really getting in great position. Their footwork is just impeccable. They just get into position. The running backs then just kind of look at the hole, pick the hole, and then hit it. And they're constantly moving forward. And Roncalli, their linebackers are trying to play as best as they can, but when you get just even that little push backwards as a defensive lineman, you don't have that flow for the linebacker to get to the point of attack. And it was just Roncalli couldn't get that surge. Roncalli defensive line needs to get an initial surge that moves the line of scrimmage back about a yard. That's all you really want, is at least a yard, because if you go too far, then it creates its own seams.
Yeah.
But you just want that little push back. Roncalli didn't get it at all today.
Steve, you were down there. Again, another thing I noticed, and you tell me, and that was basically happened with inside the tackles too, right? I mean, I never really saw anything wide outside. They were just doing it old school football.
Yeah, and to me, the difference in the game was St. John. I don't think he had very many yards rushing, but the ones he had were big. I mean, he looked like he was in trouble, and then he stepped up and he gained 6-7 yards.
Yeah,
it just and they were ahead of the chains all night, and they really used it to their advantage. And then they got a couple good pass plays and from St. John, and
that's what I was going to say. St. John did a good job of controlling the whole offense.
Exactly.
I mean, he used his legs when he needed to, but he also put the ball in the position where their receivers made plays, and not touchdown scoring plays,
right,
but first down.
Right, with McGinnis. I mean, he was running that curl and just sitting down.
Player.
And I mean, they got us 3 or 4 times, and they just kept the ball away from us. I mean, it was. I can't say enough about how well Chatard played tonight, and this I say dumb things all the time, but this may be really dumb. I'm still not convinced that they're better than us. Certainly, they were tonight.
They were tonight. Yep.
No mistake. They were. Their linebackers were phenomenal. Their quarterback was phenomenal. They played smart. They played tough. And
but you guys have been around sports. We have all, but isn't that really where we see it, right? I mean, this is a team that they weren't fancy, they weren't real glitzy, but my God, they didn't. I mean, they did everything as a coach you look for, right? They were fundamentally
they played perfectly,
sound all the way through the whole night.
Coaching was perfect. The quarterback play was perfect. Line was perfect.
They did the little things right that we talk about, right?
And if you had told me that we weren't going to score another point after we marched down, I think 89 yards, and made it look pretty easy. Had great rhythm, and then nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And now I'm going to go back to when we talked about the keys to the game, and I don't want to make this sound like I was right, because this isn't. I'm taking a different spin on what I actually said, but this is just game 2.
Right.
And this is not a moment to everybody jump off the bandwagon.
Oh, no.
And the team is terrible. They came out, looked really, really good against a strong Franklin Central team, and everything went their way. Came out against Chatard, started out. Looked like everything was going good, to your point. After that first series, they marched 82 yards, scored a touchdown, and you're like, okay, we're neck to neck with Chatard. And then the wheels kind of come off a little bit. And we did not respond the way that you want your team to respond when you're going down. So it's a learning point. And Coach Runberg could go in and use this as just that. Yes, it's your arch rival. Yes, you at least you didn't get beat 57-7 or whatever, or 53-7. But again, it's just game 2. We lost game 2. We're now 1-1. Now you look at your schedule going forward and say, okay, there's not going to be another team on this schedule that is as complete of a team as what Chatard was. And I don't mean there's going to be some teams that are more athletic. There's going to be some more teams that have better running backs, better quarterbacks, but not everything from beginning to end like Chatard is. They're just fundamentally sound all across the board.
And great point. But now, Dan, to talk about that, looking down the road, you had made the comment a couple times, Steve. What about that zone defense? I mean, that's got to get cleaned up, because you got some passing teams down the road on the schedule, and that could get ugly quick, right?
Yeah.
Well, and Brian Lauk, I was talking to him before the game, and they recognize they're a bend but don't break, and they feel like the closer the opponent gets to the goal line, the better they are. They don't have to cover as much space. They don't want to put themselves in the position where they did last year, where they had guys on islands and they were giving up 70, 80-yard plays, and you're out of the game right now. They're giving up chunks. They know that. Doesn't mean they don't have to do it better, but they're not going to be a real aggressive, in-your-face defense. But they'll tweak it, and they'll get it right. I'm confident of that. And there's nothing wrong losing a game early in the year.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being humbled, and this was humbling. Make no mistake.
And actually maybe pretty good because they came out of Franklin Central on a high note, kind of like there were some people, I think, hanging a banner already in the new gym.
Right.
And we're not there yet. And that's okay.
We're not there.
And what to your point, Steve, and back to your question about the zone defense, it's still a good defense.
Sure.
You know, this does not mean you abandon the defense and do it. You have to tweak some stuff, and you show it. And the thing that concerns me, the McGinnis sitting in the seams and catching those shorter passes. To your point, you keep him underneath. Most of the time, that's not going to give him scores, although he kind of disproved it because he scored quite a few times. But when you get to that point in the short field, he's going to sit in those seams. What concerns me a little bit more, though, is the over-the-top passes that the DBs were lost a little bit. They were not finding the football in the air and going to it like they were last week against Franklin Central. Now, different quarterback. You're so worried about the run that it kind of puts you on an island. You're not on an island in a man-to-man situation, but you're in an island with their taking deep seams at you. Their players went and made plays where our guys didn't. Again, a teaching moment and showing them, when you get into that point, you got to know if your guy's going out of your zone or not. Don't assume he is and have him not leave the zone, because then it's your guy and you're not with him. The other thing is when that ball goes up and you see those receivers' eyes go up, you got to look up and go after it too, because it's a free ball at that point. Somebody's just got to go make that play. And they were a little bit out of position to make that play too many times tonight.
And we're still preseason. Tournament hadn't started yet.
Plenty of time.
So,
plenty of time to get better.
I'm confident we'll get it cleaned up, and I know our coaches are going to do a good job there.
Do you have any more questions, Bob, or should we take a break here?
I think I set you guys up enough for this evening.
He did a great job. Thank you. So, well, we'll take a break here, and again, a tough night for Roncalli. They lose to their arch rival Chatard 28-7. But we'll take a quick break and come back and look at a little bit more statistics. You're listening to the Roncalli football on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
Looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill
It's
me.
been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill
I
me.
don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Rob Brown, Dan Bauer, Steve Wilson back with you for the final time tonight on the post-game show. Bishop Chatard defeats Roncalli by the score of 28-7. In the process, the Trojans improved to 3-0 and advanced their winning streak to 14 games. It stretches back to Week 5 last year. Meanwhile, Roncalli drops to 1-1. Bishop Chatard will take on Cathedral next week at home. Meanwhile, Roncalli will travel south to Columbus North. First road game of the season. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But, guys, I want to talk a little bit about some of the numbers tonight. You guys did a fine job with Bob teeing up some questions, talking about the whys and some of the nuts and bolts behind what we saw tonight. But again, we saw Chatard sit in the box and make Huebler. Now, to Huebler's credit, he still got over 100 yards tonight. They were tough yards, not certainly of – he did not have the room to operate that he had last week. But you got to think that it's sometime here very shortly, Roncalli's got to find some rhythm and some connection in the passing game down the field to balance things out and give Huebler a little bit more of an opportunity to work with.
Yeah, and I liked that first drive, the way that we salt and peppered to the outside and then gave him some running room. And then after that, we kind of struggled a little bit. And obviously, when the first pass gets intercepted, it hurts your confidence as a quarterback. So that may have played into it a little bit. Although I agree with you, I think you've got to get balance on any offense because it just depending on one guy as your main running back, especially when you have a young line. On seeing some of these defensive fronts and the cat and mousing that these linebackers are doing, it's going to be tough yardage for that running back unless you can spread out that defense and give them less guys to beat through that middle section of the field.
Yeah, and I'm confident. I don't think Coach Rodenberg and the staff, I don't think they're going to blow it out of proportion. It's one game. It was a disappointing defeat. At the same time, I'm pretty sure he will have their attention this week in practice. I don't think they're going to Dairy Queen after practice with Coach Rodenberg treating. It's going to be a tough week, but they'll get it straightened out.
Well, next week's opponent, Columbus North, entered play tonight 1-1, opened the season with a 42-6 win over Gibson Southern, but then lost a one-possession game at home in a rivalry game to Columbus East last week. Yeah. They are just down the road from us at Southport as the Cardinals opening their season tonight after having to sit out the first two games. And our latest score update from that ball game, Southport just scored and did not convert the two-point conversion, but takes a 20-15 lead over Columbus North late at the end of the third quarter. So they're one quarter to go for that one. And
that was a game last year, Rob. When Columbus North came up here, they beat us 14-0, and it was to me a kind of a disappointing game for Roncalli in the way we played. Because to me, Columbus North was not, a Chatard type team, I'll call them. And they kind of won that game. So to me, you kind of look at that game and say, man, this is almost another revenge game because, I don't think that game was a 14-0 type of game that they should have won like that. And Roncalli should come back and say, okay, let's get back to playing Roncalli football, and we can win a game like that we didn't win last year and kind of make up for what we didn't do last year.
Yeah, and last year against Columbus North, our offense was anemic, to say the least. We didn't score, and we didn't come close to scoring. And Columbus North was a solid team, but you would have liked to have been more competitive. Yeah. I think if we played them later in the year, I think it would have been a different outcome. But that's where they fell on the schedule, and same thing this year. So I would like. We need a good rebound, and we'll see how we react to what happened here tonight. And I'm confident they'll get it cleaned up.
Well, we'll have that game for you. That's a radio-only game next week. So radio-only next week. You can catch us on CBS Sports 1430 over the air here in Central Indiana, or you can listen on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. 6:30 our pregame, 7 o'clock the kick next Friday night rather, from Columbus North. We'll have that one for you again, audio only next week. Guys, some final thoughts on tonight's action. Certainly, Chatard was everything advertised coming in. Really, just kind of especially in that second half, just kind of clinicked Roncalli to death in that second half. But you look at the schedule, and I think, Steve, you were kind of speaking to this issue a moment ago. You look at the schedule, and obviously there's a lot of unknowns out there, but I would contend, despite the fact that Chatard is a 3A program, they might be the best team on Roncalli's schedule this year when you look up and down, considering that maybe the only team that would contend for that is East Central, and Chatard just shut them out 10-0 last week.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, the teams we have left on the schedule are 1-1. The 1-0, the Guerin Catholic obviously is a team that's good.
They haven't
but
played
not,
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
They've been shut down.
And that's the other part of it we don't know. I mean, in
that's
this
the uncertainty, right.
environment, with COVID and who might not be in a game or what teams can play and all that kind of stuff's going to play into it.
None of them are automatic wins by any stretch of the imagination either.
No question.
There
are no breather games on the schedule.
Absolutely.
No, and Brebeuf, is the only team that doesn't have a loss. Everybody else does. Everybody else has a win. Brebeuf doesn't have a win yet, but they've started out with some tough
And
teams.
they were up big on Ritter earlier tonight. So
they'll get that win.
Get that win tonight.
To Steve's point, I mean, I think all the teams are beatable, but they're not a guaranteed win. But it gives Roncalli a good growth cycle to get up to the tournament time. When they can kind of keep growing, keep putting different elements together, and be a very strong team come tournament time.
Well, again, we'll have next week's game from Columbus North for you next Friday night, 6:30, our pregame, 7 o'clock the kick. You can catch us on CBS Sports 1430 or on RebelMediaNetwork.com or RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. Again, audio only next week. I want to thank everyone for listening tonight. Tonight's broadcast has been a production of the Rebel Media Network, the Roncalli Media Network. I'll get that right eventually.
Yeah.
The executive producer is Gary Armbruster. Our network producer is Cole Dunbar. Our video director tonight, Mr. Ethan Gorski. Hannah Taylor was our graphics director. Brady Taylor and Eros Garcia operated our cameras. Stefan Welsh, our video producer. Our in-studio engineer on the audio side, Mr. Luke Jones, doing a great job keeping us on track and on time. Our statistician and post-game show host, Bob Susmichael. And for my partners, Dan Bauer and Steve Wilson, I'm Rob Brown. Again, our final tonight from the stadium. Bishop Chatard defeats Roncalli by the score of 28-7. Till we talk to you next time, on behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying, so long, everybody.